And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast. What's good, y'all? It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. It's Friday. I hope y'all we made it. You here? It's here. It's Friday, y'all. Got a good show. I'm really looking forward to this show right now. Cause we got a real cool sister, real down to earth sister. I'm so honored to that she's on my platform. We're cool. I get so much insight from her because that's I do some shows. We talk about the manosphere stuff, the RP stuff. We talk about relationships. Um, but the young guys and the old guys who watch me, and and some of the women too, you hear the male perspective on this platform, but we rarely get to hear the female perspective. So we rarely get the back and forth. But we're gonna get that back and forth today, y'all, because I have her right here, man. Here she is for everybody to see and everyone loves. It's Shu Shu in the house. What's good, love? How you feeling?
What's going on?
Is
Thank
it
you,
you?
Will,
That's
for
what's
bringing me
going on.
back. I appreciate
That's it. Studio.
it. You know, Steve.
Yo, thank you so much for coming through. I do appreciate you. I do. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people here checking you out. We're gonna get a lot of eyes on this particular stream. It's a Friday, so I don't know. It might be some people stuck in traffic, but we're gonna get some
Yeah.
eyes on this stream. I could say right now that it ain't for me. They tired of seeing my ugly face. You hear it's like, ooh,
Oh,
shoo. Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it
oh,
is. They gonna be up in this joint. They'll be pulling
hey,
over so they
that's
can
all
talk on
right.
their phone. You say it's all
That's
right?
okay.
Hey, fellas.
Holla, 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 holla.
There you go, fellas.
I
On a
appreciate the
side
attention.
note,
You know what I'm saying? It's nice.
yeah, I mean, girl, shoot, yeah, you a cutie. You deserve it. You deserve it. But then again, I cannot wait to do that show when we get the all female panel because I want to ask y'all about that. How
Mhm.
irritating is it to get attention you don't want versus the attention you do want?
Well, I can say it's cool. Like, say the guy shoot his shot and like you shoot him down, and then but like he is like persistent, like annoyingly persistent. Like that's not cool. You know. And you don't want to be rude, you don't want to be mean. At least I try not to be, but then it's just like that, like damn, no, okay, no, today, no tomorrow, no, and in future, no forever, okay. You happy?
Ooh,
Are you
come see
happy?
that's when your hip hop come out. That's when
Okay,
you know what I mean. They call me here. What the hell?
right? The hell? Don't come. My name is Hair. Yeah, don't call me Slave. Hold the hell. Let me quit.
Woo, we are
I'm
off to a good
sorry.
start. We are off to a good
Okay.
start. And
Not
for those
yet.
of you who are watching, yeah, like for you guys out there watching, we're all over the country here. I don't know what the weather's like. So sometimes the weather, and I'm in Central Florida, sometimes the weather will affect the video part of the stream. So if you see me doing all this kind of stuff, I'm not pop locking. There's something going on with the stream. They
There
think,
you
oh,
go.
like
Well,
DLC,
all
then we're back
right.
to the 80s.
That's good to know. Right, you're right. Like,
Just
yo,
so y'all know, but the audio seemed to be pretty good all the way through. Um, let me hit the chat up real quick. We got brother Dino in the house. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, brother, always there, taking care of business. I just noticed, brother, he's not a mod. What the hell?
oh,
Right? You
the
know what I mean?
hell.
Like, what am I? The hell? Yeah. There we go. As moderator, he's a mod now.
Oh, beautifully animated speaks. Pull it up. What's going on? Who you doing? He's like,
Yeah, you
oh,
know what I mean. So
okay,
my bad.
sure. How are you? I'm sorry. I just thought, I
It's
understand,
all
you
good, girl. I mean,
multitasking, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just keeping it going. What's going on? Just saying
you've been
hello
doing
to the
this longer than
people.
me, girl. I ain't mad. So brother Dino's in the house, man. I mean, like some years back, I heard my cousin was a house husband for two kids while his wife studied to be an accountant and got that top job. It didn't work out for him in the years to follow. R.I.P. Joe. Ooh, he's talking about traditional man versus, that's This is what we're gonna get into. Okay, what's traditional anymore? Breadwinner, what's the new norm? Brother Dino continues. I'll be careful what I say before Big Brother finds me in London. Big Brother is gonna find you, bruv. He's gonna find you, bruv. Watch what you say. You know, like and beautiful animators in the house. What's good, sis? Wonderful 34 is in the house. Day one up in this piece. What's good, fam? What's good? And thank y'all in advance for coming through. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get into this Shu Shu and I, but before we do, Shu Shu, for those people who might not know you, because I got a lot of fresh and fit fam that are probably popping here at some point. Let the world know who you are, please.
So, my name is Shamaria. I am an actress, and I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama. I also co-host a podcast with my brother, Mandrell, on the Black Men Unfiltered Network on Wednesday nights. It's called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shu Shu. If you don't believe I'm an actress, I've been in Law and Order. I'm also in the upcoming series of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, if you ever watched that show. I've also been on with Shades of Blue with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta. I did a series on HBO called Show Me a Hero. And I've done countless reenactment shows on Discovery ID. So if anybody watches Discovery ID at any given moment, you can see me pop up on the screen. I've done enough of them. But anyway, yeah. So, and I'm still out here doing my things. Matter of fact, I got a short film that I am currently in post-production. I'm wrapping it up. So about to get that together and start pushing it out. So yeah, that's me. And that's who I am, what I do.
Look at her trying to be all modest, y'all. You know, we bring the fire over here. You know what I mean? I really want to know podcast. You know, Uncle Sam gonna bring it to you. Yes, she's SAG. For anybody who wonders, SAG after up in here. Hey, she the real deal. She ain't no Instagram actor over there talking about, I started in some shorts.
I've done some stand-up comedy too, so I got that on my resume.
Shu Shu is funny. She ain't doing enough. You know, me and her talk about that all the time. I'm gonna have to come up to New York and drag her butt down to the stage and make her get on stage and perform. Like we doing it right now. 2 hours. Get up there and do some stuff. Man. It'll make me laugh. I'll boo you. I don't care.
Yo, getting up on stage doing stand up in front of in a New York comedy stage, hey, no joke. Anyway.
Facts. Same thing in LA. People don't care about you. They don't care about you. In New York, they be throwing bottles. You can see that stuff on you. Better be funny. Better be funny. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
Their whole perspective is you should have never got up there in the first place. If you didn't know you was funny, you should have never got up there in the first place. So ain't no mercy.
Right. You up there thinking, y'all don't have to pay to get in here. This is an open mic. I don't care. I'm in here. It's my time. Y'all, when you wasting my time.
Right.
We gave you free drinks and everything. Boo. Right. Cracking their bottles. They be sitting there with plastic bottles, just crackling their bottles. Like, come on, I'm trying to do something. Right. They're just doing this.
Right.
Listen, stand up ain't no joke. But Shu Shu, I've seen some of her. She's been like gracious enough to show me some of her reels or content stuff on stage, and I ain't gonna lie to you, she's getting laughs, y'all. I'm an old school comedian. Yo, I would if I'm doing a show, I will book it. So we just wanted to get it out there. Shu Shu's an actress. She is a talent in front of and behind the camera. Like, you know, she directs, produces, out here networking, taking care of business. I guess what we would call a modern woman, huh?
Yeah. Kind of like JPT, their favorite woman in the manosphere, the queen of the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Just single thing.
Who that? Oh, yeah. Pearl.
Yes.
Pearl.
Yes.
That's Dinosaur over there. She's American over there with the English folk just running amok.
Okay.
I blame Brother Dino. I blame y'all.
No.
Pearl doing her thing. She has the wife class, and it's like a wife school or something she's doing right now. Hey, whatever. I ain't knocking nobody for getting their money. Yeah, I was watching on Melanie King's platform. She put out a message on YouTube that she put out a what do you call that when you pick stuff? What do you call that?
A survey?
A poll. Yeah,
A
survey.
poll,
She put out a survey. Yeah, which dating app should I use? I'm gonna get on dating apps. I'm like, I had to respond to that. Like, are you serious? Stay away from them dating apps. But other people are like, yeah, try Hinge, try this, try that.
I'm scared of dating apps. I don't know.
You should be.
I don't know. I just
Should
prefer meeting people in person. I don't know.
Thank you.
You just get so much more. Yeah, you just get so much more from like meeting in person, like face to face, as opposed to like, you know, online. Because as we know, with all social media platforms, people embellish their lives. So, you know, when you
see how Shu Shu being all politically, they lie, y'all. They lying.
You know, the people, you know, just embellish a little bit. You know, it may be kind of the truth, but ain't all the way. You know what I mean? The whole story is just the part of the story they want you to see, or they want you to know about, or the story they want you to think is them. But
yeah, because you know, women do that and men do it too. But women, I'm last time I was on an app, you know, I was just, I think to myself, what was this lady thinking when she left the house, knowing she got these pictures on this thing to meet me? I'm gonna see you for real. Like this is, I'm looking at the picture, and I'm looking at her like and I wanted some time. Hey, look, I had to drive once. Once I had to drive a little bit, like 45 minutes with traffic and all that. Little shorty sat down. I was like, hey, where this lady at?
You said that to her? That is awful. Listen, it was probably her, but it was probably her from like 10 years ago.
I think it was her aunt.
People do that too. They'll put pictures of them when they was like, you know, like from 10, 15 years ago.
I don't do it. I'm like you, Shu Shu. I gotta meet you in real life. I gotta see you. We gotta do the old school. Hey, what's going on? YouTube's the only exception, and I don't. You know, I have my YouTube associates. I don't say I know you until I meet you in person. You know what I mean? So I stress that because YouTube is not real, people. I don't know how many times we gotta tell y'all. YouTube is not real. So when I see people like Scam Likely who's in the house, I know him. I know him.
Oh Lord.
I see that, brother. But yeah, I'm gonna be showing the chat, y'all. We're gonna probably have a full house tonight. So I doubt if I read them all. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good? Good evening to you, sis. So that's the number one mod over there, Fresh and Fit, where like Sister Candace be holding it down over there on Fresh and Fit, working hard. In that chat, when you got 10, 20,000 people in there, they be in there working hard. So that's one day we'll get there. Okay. One day we'll get there. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, Captain Dan's in the house. Was good. Not Captain Dan from Forrest. Like she's on egg talking about your brother's in the house.
Aww,
my favorite Green Beret. What's up, bro? All right. I'm gonna stop hitting the horn because I'm starting to get tired of it. Dorkhead's in the house. What's good, fam? U.S. Bridge G. Hey, don't understand your American humor. Well, you got to keep watching this, bro. Come on over here. Matter of fact, there's a real good chance I'll be in London fall of this year actually performing. I'll probably go over there with my man, my homeboy, my brother in comedy, Ty Barnett. So it's a good chance we'll be over there doing some shows, trying to set some things up. So if we make it, I'm gonna let you know. Make sure y'all come out, man. I love performing in front of Brits because they're smart. Australians and stuff like that. You can do the funny jokes. You can get witty with it. You know what I mean? You can do these elaborate setups, and they'll love the payoff at the end. They'll wait for that punchline. Not Americans.
No,
not
you gotta keep firing them off like every 3 seconds. You better drop a punchline somewhere. Or you tell a story setup type of joke. You better drop another, you know, little pun or little joke or something within that story. Because clearly they ain't sitting there waiting. They're not sitting there waiting.
Got time for that. Entertainment. You would think they're all kings, like, you know, King Louis to somebody or whatever. Like, they gonna off with your head. if you ain't fast enough with them punchlines. So
Okay.
today we want to talk about what is traditional. What is it to be traditional today? Is it time for a new norm? So Shu Shu, just what are your thoughts on that off rip?
What is tradition? So there was like this, the tradition was this script, so to speak. It was this cookie cutter sort of layout of what a woman's role was in a relationship and what a man's role was in a relationship in a marriage. The man was responsible for this and the woman was responsible for this. Those were standards that were given by society. Society was like, this is, the society outlined those. And if you're biblical, whether you are in Christianity, they have its own rules and standards for what the male and female's role is. Islam, all the religions have their standards pretty much. Unfortunately, those are standards that do not stand or do not hold up in today's modern society. Reason being is because with the economy and especially with inflation and things being as expensive as they are and getting more and more expensive by the day, most couples just cannot uphold or live up to those standards. Like the whole idea that the man is supposed to be the breadwinner and the woman stays home and she works, stays home with the kids and stuff like that. Yeah, he could do that. Like, you could do that, but like not many people can afford to maintain that kind of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Now that women are free or have the ability to make more money, you do have more women who are the breadwinners now, the breadwinners in the household. And, unfortunately, for men who live by those old school standards, many of them define themselves by that. And so they're just kind of lost, like, okay, well, where does that leave me now? And when you hear a lot of men talk, especially in today's society, essentially, and I don't think that they're aware of it, the only way to kind of reconcile the problem is to put women back in the kitchen and in aprons and put brooms and mops back in their hands. And that's not going to happen.
Well, booty shorts on? What? Wait. Booty shorts on? Or?
Listen, I guess, if it's hot enough, yeah.
Well, y'all need to move down to the south then, because we gotta see them cheeks. Brother Truth, what's good, fam? I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. Good to see you. With the $10 super chat, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you, DL. Good to be watching your content again. I'm glad you're watching the content, bro. What'd you get put on punishment or something, man? You did something in the house, man. You put in time out. No YouTube for you. Sit in the corner.
Not punishment.
Hey, honey, can I go and play? No, go in there. Go and make your room up. Go on in there. Think about what you did
like
wrong.
the traditional standards they did. It just doesn't work in today's modern society. And so, really, what has to happen?
But can it work though? Can it work, Shu Shu?
It can if you talking about from an economic standpoint, it can.
All the way around. Is it possible?
It's possible. It's possible. But what kind of economic, situation are you in? That's the question. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to be the man and, you pay all the bills. But if you in a good time situation where you in a 2-bedroom apartment, you got 3 kids, 2 of them sleeping out in the living room on a sofa bed, and, y'all eating oatmeal every morning, but it makes you feel like a man because, you paying all the bills and your wife ain't working. But meanwhile, your kids is like ducking and dodging, like, gangs and gang violence and going to these schools with like high crime rates and stuff like that. But it makes you feel like a man because your wife ain't working and you pay all the bills. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's different if you are, you know, your family, you know, your wife doesn't work and, you know, you living in a traditional setup, but your kids are still going to, it ain't even got to be like the most top fancy school. It could be like, you know, just a moderate, just a nice school where they don't have violence and fighting every day. Your kids you ain't got to worry about your kids like ducking and trying to watch out for the Rottweiler jumping the fence or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about none of that. None of that.
But look, that makes you, that makes you quick now. I made the football team because I was always running from stray dogs. You know, you struck a nerve now. You struck a nerve.
I know, because me and my brother done had to run for some stray dogs. My mom and dad be like, all right, y'all going to that bus stop now. Look, mark them dog loose. That dog ain't in the fence. So we can't go.
So because you know, Shu Shu and I, we had these conversations, right? So and I was like, you know what, we gotta talk about this on the platform. So let's get into, okay, what's traditional? Because we're bringing this stuff up. We're kind of, you know, I know I put Shu Shu on the spot, so I'm like, bam, go. So here, I found something on marriage.com, and it's talking about traditional roles. And let's just kind of look into this. 11 types of traditional gender roles. Gender roles examples are varied and range from behavioral to occupational to personality differences. Society then tends to reward compliance and ostracize those who try to be themselves. So, and that's one thing you didn't bring up is the impact that our society has on these traditional roles, quote unquote, and you know what a relationship should look like. Because I hear what you're saying, you know, because I'm hearing you like, all right, you know, you the man, you got your woman at home, taking care of the kids, you going out here working, doing what you're doing, trying to get the money up. Meanwhile, y'all living in the hood. My pushback to that would be, what if mom didn't want to work? What if she said, look, man, I know it's tough, but we can struggle and build together as a family, because that is noble, is it not? And you can take care of your kids.
But what are you building? If she's just in the house, what are you building? And you in the projects, meanwhile, you know, nothing ever works in the projects. Everything breaks down. So
y'all ain't got no projects down in Alabama. Y'all ain't got no project. Y'all just out in the sticks.
You know what? But at least we can run them sticks together. Okay.
Right,
How about that?
Get some heat.
You know what I'm saying? But like that's my question. What are you building?
You are starting the foundation to building generational wealth with that family. What does that look like? Mom is at home taking care of the kids, taking care of the home, and taking care of the finances while dad is out working. So he's coming home, bringing it. Remember, traditionally, men will come home and bring the check home.
Right.
And women, some women are really good with numbers. They can stretch a dime.
Right.
And she's staying committed to putting that money away, because they're like, well, look, I'm only making $36,000 a year. You know, we living in the Midwest. And mom's like, hey, it's only going to take us 2 years, but then we'll have that $8,000 we need to get that FHA loan. Right. So yeah, we struggling now, but we building together. We're not at the finish line. He's just getting started. She's right there. They believe in each other. They love each other enough to have a family. They're stringing it together now. 2-3 years down the road, boom, they like Brother Teruse. They just got themselves a house. I say Brother Teruse because we ain't seen him, because he's been moving into his new house. He just got a new house. So yeah. Shout out to you.
That's why you've been on him.
Yes.
All right. That's all right there.
And I was just messing with him. But no, that's the brother's, he's on his point. He's on point. So I think a lot is missed when we talk traditional. I think people jump to the dark side of the traditional family and the struggle, and they tend to overlook the building blocks and the foundation. Because now, okay, 2-3 years of struggling, running from the dogs, you know what I mean, you know, fighting off the roaches with your machine guns.
Yeah, but let's just be real, DL. That ain't typically, most people don't struggle just 2-3 years. Most people struggle decades, because you got to account for, see, here's the thing. I don't care what plan you got. And even you said this, being in the military, y'all come with all kind of plans and stuff like that going in the war. But when you get in the war, nothing ever goes according to plan. Something always goes awry. And that's how it is in life. You know, at 20, 21, 22, I had a plan for my life too. You know, I knew I had a certain point I wanted to be at when I hit 30, and then, you know, and so on. But life happened. And, you know, life meaning those unpredictable, unforeseeable, life-changing things that happen to you. And it hits everybody. Especially like, you know, when couples, you talk about maybe one of the kids get, you know, severely hurt, or, you know, they go to the doctor and find out, oh, they have like a severe illness or something like that. You know, not wishing that on nobody. And one of parents' worst nightmares, but it happens a lot. Or they, you know, they at school being kids playing and break an arm or something like that. Now you got a medical expense.
Yeah, I got friends that broke both arms at the same time.
Man,
you got to wipe this big old kid's butt.
You know what? Like, and then you know, or like, you know, maybe you might get behind on bills, you know, because things get a little tight, like a little too tight, or, you know, the car breakdown, get in a car accident, you know, it's a myriad of different things that can happen and that do happen. And I don't care who you are, life happens to everybody. So there's always some kind of setback. You know what I mean? Which is why most people, like, yeah, while it's a good idea, it's a good plan. You're gonna have to be prepared to struggle for a while. You know what I mean? Like a while.
Now, and here's the thing, guys. You guys are going to be watching this. Brother Cody's in the house. Lady Navarro's in the house. Primal Studies. Everybody. I mean, thank y'all so much for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, all y'all in the house. Here's the thing.
Okay. Oh, and Cody is King. I see you. What's on?
Cody is King's in the house. Yo, I'm playing devil's advocate, guys. You know what I mean? I'm playing devil's advocate here because I agree with Shu Shu that there needs to be a new norm. We need to redefine traditional or throw it away completely. I think that's what you said. Just throw it away because it ain't a thing no more. But on this tonight, on this stream, I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Because my ideal traditional includes the woman working, no matter how much money I'm making.
Right.
My ideal traditional, like, you ain't just gonna be sitting in the house.
Yeah.
Especially if we ain't had kids. Like, no, you're not just gonna be sitting in here. Or if you're in the house, you can still be earning. Like, there's multiple ways to make money. You don't even have to go into the office nowadays.
That's true. That's true.
You know, you don't. So I don't care if you want to make candles or something. I don't care what you do. Set up a lemonade stand. You gotta earn. But that's that was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've been with some women who were like, no, I'm just gonna sit here and cook and clean, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna smash you and give you dome. I'm like, what's? No, that's not. I don't know. I could get that. If I want that, I know where to go get it. I can get her to come over here. She ain't got to stay here. Because let's face it, when people come together, and everyone's always talking about what you bring to the table, and everybody starts thinking about the people at the top earners. If you ain't at the top earners, don't even be talking about them. Shout out to Brother Tommy B. He was saying that. No, talk about where you at.
Right.
And like Shu Shu just said, what are you bringing to the table? Bills. That's what both sides are bringing to the table. Both sides are bringing debts.
Oh, especially in today's modern society. Who? And that's another thing. Men talking about they want to be traditional. Who? Yeah. And yo, semi non-traditional wife who went to college with that 6-figure student loan bill.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Yeah, in Oak Tree Studies. I got a bachelor in Oak Tree Studies. Oak Tree Studies? You study oak trees? And you spend how much on that degree?
Listen, my mom proposed an idea to me maybe a couple years ago. She was like, you ever thought about going back to school? No, ma'am, I ain't going back to school for nothing. I go back to school. It's going to be one of them programs where they paying me to go. Because listen, I'm down to my last student loan. Thank you, Jesus. And
She said the last one.
The last one. I'm on the last one. And it's under $4,000. I got it under $4,000. Thank you, Lord. I don't want no more student loans.
Hey, look, that's just one lick, girl. And look, all you gotta do, You drive the car, you pull up next to the bank. We can take 4,000.
No.
Keep the engine running. I'll duck in, duck right. I keep the engine running. We pay that off real quick.
No, clearly not.
All you gotta do is
get
give
another kind of debt. That is not gonna work, and it's not a solution.
All I need to walk in there is write some words on a piece of paper, hand it to them. No. They going.
No.
But seriously though, like when you're looking at this kind of thing, right? When people come together, they're gonna come together with that. When I was an air traffic controller, I was well into the six figures. I was pushing 180, 190, a couple of those years towards the end. And before things went bad because I went after the wrong one, but that's a whole nother story. But I was doing well. But the reality was most of the women that I would come across they were not doing nowhere near as well as I was. And they would want to stop what they were doing. They want to stop working. They want to move in, but they don't want to modify their personal lifestyle. So it's they want to come in and, well, you going out. I want to go out. I want to get lit. I'm going to go out with you and order bottles and this and that. Like, well, hold on now. You came in here with student loan debt. You came in here with a car note. You came in here with you adding to insurance. I got to feed you. I got to clothe you. You don't want to work. And now you want to come out and turn up. No, that bottle money is going to pay all this stuff that you brought to the table.
Right.
So, so you can't do that. So, and again, I was one of the higher earners. So it was like, why am I paying for you and I'm going to continue my lifestyle? No, things have to happen. And that's where I thought we were into each other. That's that traditional. Nah, get your butt out here and work. You fine. You can put on a dress and go down there and just be the hostess at this little wine bar around the corner. Sit there for a few hours.
Give me a little something.
Pay for half the bottle you want to order. You out here order 2 and 3 bottles when we hanging out with our people. Our people got money, and now you sitting around here ordering stuff, not even checking with me. And see, that's another thing too. Traditional women should have that understanding with their man. You shouldn't be out ordering if you're not paying the bills.
Right. Here's the thing. I was watching this podcast yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was at the gym and I was listening and I came across it and they were talking about and it was like 3 guys, 2 of them actually were married, and they were talking about, this whole traditional roles and things and stuff like that. And they were talking about, most marriages end not because of finances is a reason, infidelity is a reason, but it's not the top reason. The main reason people get divorced is because they had expectations of their partner that they did not express.
Yes.
It's like, I expect you to do certain things or to perform a certain role, but I never expressed that to you. But I still hold you to those standards or those expectations as if I expressed them to you, as if you know what my expectations are. But I never told you what my expectations are.
Right. But did you see this look on my face when you ordered those bottles? I expected you a lady.
No.
You understand social situations. Then you see all this. Then you had to see it. I saw it.
You didn't want me to order bottles. You never should invite me to come. Okay.
Well, I learned that. That's why you stay your ass at home from now on. With them booty shorts on, in the kitchen, barefoot, making me a lasagna.
Terrible.
Hey, traditional over here. We traditional over here.
No.
What's up, cuz? What's up, blood? That's how we doing it over here. No. But you're absolutely right. And that goes because you did a show on communication. Remember you doing that, like how to negotiate and talk to folks like that. You and your brother did that show. You get what you negotiate, basically.
Right. Exactly.
And I fell victim to that. I didn't do that. And that's one of the things that I learned, now that I'm an old man. You can't assume shit. And I learned that in the Army. When you assume what? You make an ass out of you and me, right? So don't assume anything.
Right.
So how is this going to work? Once you get to the point where, okay, we smashed and having a good old time. Okay, now y'all want to sit down and talk about being serious. That conversation needs to be had before anyone moves in, before anyone does anything.
Right, because the way most people like in those situations do it, it's like they just end up like just moving in together and everything just kind of happening. And it's just like, so are we together? Like it ain't even a really are we together? It's just like you end up running into some friends or some family or something. Like, oh yeah, this is my girl. And you be like, oh, I'm your girl now. Okay,
Right. I won your girl last night when it was. I wasn't just your girl. Then I had your toes all curled up. I was.
Yeah. So it's just people just that's an example though of how people just let things happen to them as opposed to like just taking control of the situation. Hey, Miss AKA lady. And like actually
we got to show her some love though. I know I say I ain't gonna do no more harm. We got Miss AKA lady. We got to show her some love. Hey, Miss AKA ladies in the house. My bad. Keep going, love. I'm sorry.
But yeah, as opposed to like actually sitting down and having conversations about things. You know, like a lot of people, especially who start off just being intimate with one another, friends with benefits, so to speak. The ones who do end up in a relationship is because they end up getting comfortable with one another. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, one person just ends up staying over night after night after night after night. And then it's just like, so what are we together now? Like,
yeah, see,
you might as well say that.
Not in my house, because I know what the statute states in Florida and California, how many nights you can stay before you consider to be living there. So I make sure we break that up. Y'all better know the law. Y'all better know the law.
Yo, in New York City is 15 days.
Hey, we coming up on day 12 and a half. Figure some shit out. Hey, baby, let's go somewhere. Why are we always going somewhere about 13 days, baby? We can't just sit down. Can we do a staycation? I'll pay.
That is horrible. That is horrible.
Hey, y'all better know the rules. Brother Cody is king. He's like, facts. You better learn to know. You know what I'm saying? Cody like holding it down up north. But I think this is one of the problems with relationships today. And then people go in because they're not talking. People are going in with their idea. Like, there's my modified version of traditional. There's your modified version of traditional. Miss AKA is thinking something totally different. Cody is king is on a whole nother plane. You know what I mean? So everyone has a different expectation as to what's going on, interpretation as to what's going on. Right. And none of us are traditional anymore. And I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't want to mess up, but the number one thing that marriage.com has on here as traditional is men earn money. So that's like one of the number one traditional, roles. Traditional husband and wife roles are usually split between the male breadwinner and the female housewife. This originally came from the agricultural influences where muscle and strength were needed to work tools. And this kind of goes to what you were saying off camera. Mm-hmm. Women had to pick themselves a life partner and stick with them, because why was that?
So, back in the day, women had to essentially like you said, pick a life partner, because if they wanted to retire, they knew one day they were going to get old. And if they planned on retiring, they need somebody there, to take care of them. They needed the benefits, because women back in the day didn't work jobs that offered benefits. Not to women. You could only get that through a man. Even something as so much as having a bank account. Like, it wasn't up to I think the 70s, women couldn't get a bank account without their husband signing off or giving permission. So
and that's when y'all started slacking on them sandwiches. After y'all was able to get them bank accounts.
Maybe that's a sign that a lot of your woman probably just didn't want to make the sandwich. I'm tired of making these sandwiches for him.
I'm like, your mama made all them sandwiches for your daddy, but you can't make me one. Get out. Spent 18 days anyway. Get out.
But that's because that's how society was structured. So if society was set up that way, it wasn't a choice for women. Like, you either find you a man who got some benefits that can take care of you, or figure it out.
Yeah.
And you don't have any options to figure out when you get old. You're just old. You can't work, or you're gonna be somebody's mammy or maid or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's facts. That's how it was back then. But like you said, after the 70s, things began to change. Women's rights movements started before then, but they really picked up speed with My Body, My Choice and all that. Feminism really started to kick in to that second and third wave of feminism. Brother Primal Studies is saying goes back even further to that, go back to the hunter-gatherer societies, which, yes, of course, the further back in time you go, the more reliant the female of the species it would be on the male of the species, because men are bigger, stronger, faster, more testosterone, all that. But modern times has rendered all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Null and void. No one cares. We got Sister Miss AKA Lady up in the building with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much. She was like that.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta show love for the lady guest. See, Shu Shu comes on. We got more people up in here. They people, you know what I mean, showing love, dropping dollars. And now, I'm gonna have to send you money. Oh, damn.
Hey yo. You know what? That's right. Pay me. That's why I get 30%. Okay.
You know what I mean? I gotta pay her too. She gonna have SAG on me, man. I ain't got time to be dealing with them.
Okay. Let me call my SAG rep. Hey,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was okay. It was the ultra low budget. It was cool.
Not the ultra low budget.
It was cool. Sister Rosalind's in the house. What's good, love? I see you out there making noise out here in these YouTube streets. My mother couldn't get a credit card in her own name. She made sure she had her own bank account and hid money in the Kotex. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Women had to do that because, I mean, the society was against them. Let's keep it 100. Women didn't have the rights, generally speaking. Yeah, you had the Madam C.J. Walkers out there who were, you know what I'm saying, the exception to the rule, doing things. But even she had problems getting her stuff set up, and she had to use a male as a front to get her business off the ground.
Yeah, that's why she changed her name to Madam C.J. Walker, because that was her husband's name, C.J. Walker. And she said, I'm Madam C.J. Walker. He's the Mr. The Mr. I'm Madam C.J. Walker.
AKA, this is my money. It's my money, pimp.
Right.
I'm writing checks around here, pimp.
It says a lot, though, in modern day society, though, like how you define yourself is important. Like what you define yourself by is important. Do you define yourself by character traits or character qualities, or do you define yourself by labels? And what I mean by that is, if a man defines himself as the breadwinner, meaning I'm not a man unless I make the majority of the money in the household, that man's gonna struggle. He's gonna have problems.
He is gonna have problems. Miss AKA Lady is saying sometimes I think we look past relationships with rose-colored glasses. Yes, they did last longer, but were they healthy?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things. What I'm looking at now, like with Ebony K. Williams and all the drama she's stirred up by just telling her preference. I don't see anything wrong with what she said. I'm not mad at her at all. There's a lot of women out there who think the way she thinks. Okay, that's fine. And I think the problem is that as women become more and more successful, you no longer going to have those successful relationships where they started with nothing and built together.
Yeah.
The more successful women become, the more likely they are to wait at the finish line and they want to pick some dude who's already made something of himself. He's already done all this stuff.
Yeah.
Brother Tez is in the house. What's good, fam? I see you, bro.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. Conversation and relationships is key, bro. And the thing is this, it's only going to get worse if people don't try to talk. Now, we look at like YouTube and different platforms where people are actually going out here looking for answers, but they're not willing to work on themselves. So like number two on here with this traditional relationship thing, women cook at home, right? Traditional gender roles in marriage usually mean that women do the cooking, cleaning, The food shopping is assumed that they are naturally drawn towards cooking and are better suited for this responsibility. First of all, here's my thing on that. I can outcook 80% of the women that I come across. Just keeping it 100. I know what I'm doing in the kitchen. So
Okay.
I tell people in the men, like, you know what, baby, I don't want you cooking. I smell what you was trying to do in there earlier. Like, scrambled eggs ain't supposed to smell like that. I don't know.
That is.
They ain't supposed to. They ain't supposed to be this hard. I mean, look at this color of brown. Like, how did you sit down? Let me do this.
I'm so done.
It's just the truth, though. I mean, I would imagine that your mom's had you in the kitchen when you were younger. I'm guessing. Is that true? Like, can you mess around in the kitchen a little bit? Can you cook?
I can. It's just that I'm not gonna take nothing from my mama. Like, she taught me, the basics. But like when I got older, out on my own, that's when I had to really like step out and do some like that's when I really got a chance to like really cook and learn some things, because my mom wasn't great at teaching. Like,
you better just watch, pay attention.
Exactly. She's really one of them kind of people who don't like nobody in the kitchen when she cooking. So you think about it. In order to teach somebody how to cook, they got to be in the kitchen, right? So it's more like, you're in my space.
Right,
so like she be getting an attitude and stuff like that. I'd be like, just sit there and watch. I'm a hands-on type of learner. That's how I learn. Like I remember when I do things myself, when I do it for myself. You know what I mean? As opposed to me sitting there looking, and then like when it's time for me to do it, I'm like, okay, what I'm supposed to do? As opposed to me actually do it myself. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that. So it's just, we just couldn't be together in the kitchen. That's all that was. But my mom, and I'm not just saying this because she's my mama. My mama can cook her ass off.
Yeah, what part of the South did y'all say y'all was from?
I have not run into one person who's eaten my mom's cooking and not ate it up, tore it up. Like my mom can really cook. Like she can really cook.
Hey, for real. Are we opening up a panel today, Shu Shu? I'm curious. I
don't mind. It's but it's your platform. So
all right. Well, it's like both of ours. Since you here. I can't, you know what I mean? Like I said, new traditional. And that's another thing too. What's your take on leadership in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
As a, and I'm saying the term modern woman because we need to juxtapose that to traditional. But what's your take on leadership in a relationship in the home?
On leadership in the home. So, I mean, I guess you would say leadership is, I guess, whoever makes the final decision. But that doesn't mean leave me out of the decision. You know what I mean? Like you don't. One thing that irks me and just eats me up is I can't stand it when somebody makes a decision on my behalf without talking to me about it. Because you don't know what I had in mind. You didn't know how I felt about it. You didn't know what I thought about it. You didn't know what I was going to do. But you just decide, hey, she want that because I want it. No, that ain't how that go. And you never know. It could have, there very well could have been a better option. But when you just make a decision, it's like, oh, we're going to do this. Hold on. Now, had we just, gone this way or done it this way, we would have actually came out, better. But, you made
So let me ask you this, because I hear what you're saying. And it sounds like, okay, now we're getting into leadership techniques, leadership styles, but who should be the leader of a relationship? Who should be the leader of the home?
Whoever, and this is just me, and this is not me being diplomatic. This is just
you told on yourself.
Whoever can make the most sound, practical decisions. Whoever can make the most sound, practical decisions.
So no one's in charge. So what does that mean? Whoever makes the most sound. What is it day by day?
Let's just be honest. Not every man is fit for leadership.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And the reason why you need a woman in your life, for the men who don't know, is because like men tend to have like, they just think very linear. You don't look around and see the outer perimeters and all the other factors that come into play, which is why you do need your woman's input. Women, you do need to be emotionally balanced though, because when
wait,
you
wait, wait.
are
That's a big
just
ask.
but huh?
That's a big ask, girl.
Because women can be very practical when they have their emotions in check.
Big asterisk. Big asterisk right there.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
And the same goes for men. Same goes for men. Because we got a lot of, emotional men walking around this world today.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah, but I'm saying women can be very, very practical when they have their emotions in check.
Now, Brother Cody's King has a question for you. Tell the truth, Shu Shu. You want an equal or a man?
Do I want an equal or a man? I mean, I definitely want a man, but I will say this: I want someone who respects me equally. And what I mean by that is, men, you want someone to respect you as a man. I am a man, you are a man. Respect me as a man, right? So when it comes to me, I don't think y'all realize sometimes the ideals, how y'all look at women is a bit like you're less than me. Like you're not, you're a woman, so you're beneath me, so we're not here. You know what I mean? We're here because I'm a human being, you're a human being.
Now, my pushback on that would be this.
Mm-hmm.
I hear where you're coming from.
You
yes,
know what I mean?
I hear where you're coming from, sis. 100%. A true leader knows how to follow, right? A true leader can follow. So a true leader knows how to get the best out of his people, out of his team, out of his better half.
Yeah.
So I get you. Not every man should be in that leadership role. And wouldn't that then fall on the other person, in this case, the woman, to choose wisely? Because a lot of dudes, they choose poorly as well. They choose these women.
Let's this bullshit gets on my nerves.
Won't you tell us how you really mean? You meditating over there? What you doing?
I said, women can be practical when they get their emotions in check. So let me check my emotions. Okay.
Hey, y'all, she finna bring it.
All this choose wisely and red flags bullshit. Let's just be real. Anything can be seen as a red flag. Yeah, you sneeze. You got AIDS. Get an STD check. You ain't coming over here. He need to get tested. You got something. Mind you, it might just been a little dust in your part. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anything can be seen as a red flag. So miss me with the red flag bullshit. And then the choose wisely. Here's the thing about people. People are complex beings. People have many layers to them, good and bad. Comedian Shu King said one time, he said, you only gonna get two kind of people in this world. You either gonna get some good people with some bad qualities or some bad people with some good qualities. That is it.
That's profound.
So everybody has that in them. And this choose wisely bullshit, you don't know who's gonna be right in your life until they ain't right. You don't know who's gonna do right by you or wrong by you until they show themselves approved.
Facts.
So
and I say that only takes 2 years. When you say it takes about 2 years?
Yeah, about.
So you got to vet them, right? You got to vet them.
Yeah, but for some people, it don't even take that long.
2 minutes. 2 minutes
right.
with most folks. But 2 to 20 minutes. You know what it is.
But the thing is, that's why you have to know what it is you're looking for in a relationship when you talking about being in a relationship. Like what characteristics I'm not negotiating on this This is characteristics or qualities that he must have. Everything else can be worked out.
Do you think that most women,
you know, and that's the thing. A lot of people, men and women, don't know what qualities, and I mean quality characteristics they're looking for in a person. And some of them don't even consider it, even when they do run into people, they don't consider it. What their non-negotiables are. You know what I mean? What they're willing to put up with and what they're not willing to put up with. Because other than that, when you are solid and firm in what your values are and where you stand, all else can be worked out. It can be worked out or not worked out. Bottom line. You know what? And it's funny. I forgot the guy's name, but I know he walked Disney Brother. He said, there is no such thing as a hard decision when you know where your values lie. When you know where your values lie and who you are and what you're looking for in a relationship, there is no such thing as making a hard decision in a partner.
Damn, I knew Shu Shu was going to bring the fire. I got to give you a Don DeMarco on that, sis. I got to give you a Don DeMarco on that.
Thank you.
But Sister Candace was on this too. She was like, if you can't trust a man to lead, you've chosen the wrong man. Right? So, and again, it goes back to the whole vetting thing.
Well,
like you said, knowing what you're looking for.
Here's where women go wrong. You could tell if a man is fit to lead or not by the dumb shit he do. You know what I mean?
Like I leave the toilet seat up.
No, that's not a dumb decision. That's not a dumb decision. It might be something annoying. There's a difference between dumb and annoying. You know what I mean? Like, what's a dumb decision? Like for instance, I don't know, taking the car out and riding all the gas out of it, knowing good and well, okay, your woman got to go to work in the morning, or y'all got to use the car to go to work in the morning. But you don't. Well, I mean that's kind of petty too. But you don't fill it up. That's more like a selfish kind of decision. But like the bottom line is, like, if you watch just the choices that he makes, listen to some of the dumb shit some of these dudes say on these panels, and this is like that's really becoming of a leader to you.
Well, again, we've already established that not all men are suitable leaders.
Right, but my point is this. Just you watch a person's choices, some of the choices that they make, and just a man who makes because let me be clear, we all make foolish choices, we all do. But if 70 to 80% of the choices you make are foolish, then you are not fit to be a leader. You just aren't.
Or not fit to be my leader. Not fit to be my leader.
Exactly. Well, exactly. You're not fit to be my leader.
That's facts right there. Life of Cash is in the house. What's good, bro? I see you, fam. Good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm glad you're here. Sister Candace, submitting to a man is not a sign of weakness. There is strength in submission. I absolutely 100% agree with that. As a man, if I can earn the respect of my woman or my potential mate, and she listens to me, I know that she is giving me something that is invaluable. She trusts me. Mm-hmm. So, and she know if I do, let's say, order without, make a decision without talking to her about it, she'll understand like, oh man, he must have had to make this decision. He had to make a command decision and he did it. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I'm going to tell her right away. Hey, listen, hey, love, I had to do this. This is what's going on. This is the decision I made. I think we're pretty cool on this. But again, the way I look at it, my interpretation of traditional role would be I'm constantly checking with my wife, not asking for permission, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting something. Yes, I'm not screwing us up.
Yeah. And it's important that as your partner knows what's going on. Because like I said, life will happen. And let's say there's an incident where, you in hospital, you're in a coma or something like that. But guess what? Your partner has to still make sure the bills are paid, still make sure a car got gas, and still make sure the kids eating. But if they don't have any access to the bank accounts because your partner who is in the coma got all the information, you have officially fucked the family. Mm-hmm. What is that leadership? If your partner, if your woman doesn't know how to make decisions on her own, independently of you. She has to, like, she doesn't trust her own judgment. Like, she has to have your approval. She has to have your say so, because she doesn't trust herself enough to make a decision. You're fucked.
Now,
That's
okay.
that's the partner you chose, though.
Now,
You
here's
see what I'm
another thing
saying?
too. But here's another thing too with relationships. And we talk about this with traditional, non-traditional, this and that. So many people measure their relationship and their dynamic with their significant other, with the people in their social group, with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You cannot. You might be a person. I know men who are like, look, my wife takes care of all the financial decisions. She is better with numbers, whether she went to school or not. She has helped us build, because we started with nothing. She helped us build all of this. And as the man, as the commander, you know what I mean, as the commander in chief, I'm not going to screw that up. So I'm going to defer to her every time when it comes to financial issues. Now, when it comes to security, I'm taking care of that. When it comes to all these other things, I might be taking care of that. But even still, I'm always going to check in. When I was in the military, and you know, and your brother knows this better than I do. When you're on teams and you're working with a small group of individuals, and y'all are far away from everybody, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in the Badlands. The worst type of leader is the one who's like, do what I say, right? Those leaders, they come home heroes. They come home in a bag. And the team will tell, oh, hey, you should have saw him. He was amazing out there. Fact is, the team, they killed him. Because it's like, you're not good at this, bro, and we're going home to we're not going to die for something stupid. We don't have a problem put our lives, on the line for our country, for our Constitution, but we're not going to die because you're just dumb. You can't read a map.
Right.
And we tried to help you, and no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and let you get,
Right. You will get everybody taken out. Mess around with you.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to have to do something.
Well,
drop that grenade right there, walk away.
Things work better when things are when the environment is in balance. It's balanced. It's in harmony. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk about a relationship, you need to know each other's strengths and weaknesses. If you're stronger, like making financial decisions, or better, I'll say this, because traditionally, like, no, because the man will make the money and bring it home to the woman. But I'll say this: if finances like is your strength, you're more financially savvy than I am, then you should handle the money, because you're better at it than I am. If you are a better cook than I am, then you should do the majority of the cooking, because you are better at it than I am. You get what I'm saying? Like,
my mama didn't kick me out the kitchen.
When it comes to making like strategies or strategizing or how to get certain things done, if I am more strategic, I'm better at it, then I should be the one over that specific task. You see what I'm saying? It is unpractical, unreasonable, and absolutely foolish for you to be the one that make the strategy or to strategize if you're not good at it. But you're the one put over, strategizing solely because you're a man. That's foolish. And it's setting your relationship up for failure.
Okay.
Now,
so go ahead.
And now, I mean, like I said, like when it comes to making decisions and choices and stuff like that, I don't think it should ever be like just a blindly, like, yeah, you make a decision without consulting me or letting me know what's going on, because then I feel like it's secrets, and then it feels like, okay, oh, what else? Then it leads the question, well, what else is he not telling me?
Yeah, and that goes both ways. I mean,
right.
The guy will see things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes both ways. So, all right. In our society here in America, when it comes to relationships, who has the upper hand legally? Who has the upper hand?
In relationships?
Yes. We're talking about you doing the traditional thing, you get married. Who has the upper hand, in your opinion?
Traditionally the woman does have the upper hand. Mostly though, because and that speaks to a lot of the laws need to be rewritten and like revised, because they were set up during a time where women either were homemakers, or if they did work, they didn't make a lot of money. And like I said, they didn't have jobs that like really like offered women like, you know, benefits and stuff like that. So if a woman and a man got divorced, then you know, he would offer spousal support to help her get on her feet, or sustain herself in the meantime while she's trying to get her life back together, or, you know, trying to get her establish herself outside of the marriage. And then, you know, there's child support, you know, and then like, you know, there's a division or a split up of assets, and that was contingent upon the point in time where people got married when they didn't have anything, and they built things over time. And you know, so if they did get divorced, the assets that they built together were separated and divided amongst them. But now, you know, people don't necessarily always get married or get together like when they don't have anything. You have, you know, a lot of people who get married when they have built, you know, some amount of assets for themselves, and then you know, they're together and you know, they continue to build some things, but then when they get divorced, they still have to give up the assets that they built before they even met this person, which I find to be unfair. But
they're gonna kick you out the girl club.
It is unfair. Listen, you talk to somebody, and this is where I can empathize with men, and I sympathize. I mean, empathize with men. If you've ever like really worked your behind off of something, like you've ever had any kind of like business or like any kind of, you know, product that you put together, like I wrote a children's book, if you actually got out there and, you know, hit the pavement, put in work, like putting your own money behind it, putting your own creative energy behind it, get out here, networking, talking to folks, making phone calls, all of the stuff, only to get somebody to take half of what you put together, and they didn't contribute anything to it.
Nothing.
What?
Didn't even make you a sandwich while you was doing it.
What? Listen. I ain't saying the people on Snap should be there, but I ain't saying I agree with it, but I understand. Okay?
Yeah, I understand.
I understand. I ain't saying it should have did it, but I understand.
I get it.
Okay?
You want Shu Shu on that jury, y'all. You want her on that jury,
what?
like.
Listen. Like you gonna take what?
Half. Like I can see a third. Half.
Okay.
Miss AKA lady wants to know your cash app. And Miss AKA lady, could you be so kind as to post it in the chat for us? What's your cash app, love?
Oh wait, it's Shamaria. And so it's $sign Shamaria. Hold on, let me over here.
Yeah, put it in the back chat, and then I'll copy it and paste it in the thing.
Okay.
Which I was supposed to do. Y'all. I forgot. I was supposed to set up. It's on me. I will take full responsibility. I am the.
You big dummy.
That's on me. That's on me. I was supposed to have that in there in a banner so you guys could just see it right away. I'm sorry I'm dancing around these chats, guys. It's just we're having a good conversation. It ain't no numbers or anything. No underscores, no dashes, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be. It's supposed to be a bunch of like dashes, underscores. So no.
There it is, right there, y'all. And I'm gonna pin that.
It's complicated enough. Okay, that's all.
And listen, and when y'all donate to Sister Shu Shu's Cash App, she gets 100% of that. When you donate via Super Chat, YouTube takes their cut. So I just pinned it to the top. YouTube takes their cut, so Shu Shu will get all this, y'all. So you know what I mean? She gonna need that. She in New York, man. Gonna need that bus money.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you know,
need that bus money.
I ain't no high, I'm a high value woman with, character wise, but pocket wise, we still out here trying to make it. Okay.
Hey, but the rest of us ain't nobody tripping. There's a
Okay.
lot of good chats going on in here. Yeah, I'm gonna show all these chats. I got some of them saved at the end of the show. I definitely want to bring them up. But
Wait, what was that question Cody had?
which one? This one right here. Okay, Shu Shu.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead. You can read it.
He said, okay, Shu Shu. So you think the woman needs to be able to make decisions on her own, but the man must check with the woman first? I hear that right? No, what I'm saying is this. You as a man, and you talking about building a household, building wealth, building your financial kingdom. You need a woman who is capable, who is intelligent, who is capable of thinking independently if need be. So when I say a woman who's capable of thinking independently, I'm not saying independent as in this attitude where I don't need you, I don't da 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 da. I'm saying if for any reason you are unable to make, like let's say for instance you get hurt seriously, critically, and you had a critical illness or something like that, you in the hospital for a while, then where does that leave your family if your wife is incapable of thinking independent? Like she relies, so like she can't trust her own decisions. She can't trust, or if you have such a tight rein on everything, like you don't communicate certain things. Oh, we got this bill right here, dude. This, da, 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 or this is what's going on with this business venture I got. Da, 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 da. She is incapable of taking over in the meantime while you are out of commission. Everything you built and you work for will crumble because you have a woman who is incapable of thinking. That's what I'm saying. It's not saying that, guys, y'all got to really understand anytime you have someone who is afraid of critical thinking or independent thinking, especially from their significant other, a lot of that is an insecurity. It's an insecurity because you're afraid that she is going to take that independent critical thinking skills and defy you and not be submissive to you. That's what a lot of that is. Go ahead, dear. Yeah.
No. Maybe there are some guys out there who feel that way. Maybe, and not maybe. There are absolutely some guys out there, right? I call them deadbeat bottom, the basement dwellers. They have no confidence in themselves, therefore they can't have confidence in anyone else. They're bad leaders. I get that. But there are just as many women out there who believe because they've been taught or society has molded them in such a way that, nah, I'm a boss, babe. I'm in charge. You do what I say. It's the same thing. I've dealt with all types of women, which I get a kick out of it. When I get some woman, because my leadership style is such that I'll have you, it's fine. We can do that. That's cool. And they think he just push over. He gonna let me do anything I want to do. Nah, I'm just okay with that. Now, the minute you get out of pocket, guess what? I'm gonna say something. I ain't gonna get loud about it. I ain't gonna be this. I'm the man. Listen to me. Listen, I ain't gonna pull out the wife beater. Look here, girl. None of that. I'm gonna give you all the rope you need to hang yourself.
Right.
And then while you sitting there kicking, I'm out. I'm out the door because I'm a true leader. I don't believe in that. So I think there are too many women out there who are really stuck on this boss babe thing, and they're control freaks, and they must do everything. And it's a big change for them because they grew up watching their mom do everything. They grew up watching grandma do everything. There were no men around. So it's hard for those type women to put themselves in a position where they're going to be vulnerable enough to trust a man to lead them. And think about it too. They've only heard bad things about men. So that's my pushback on that. And the thing is,
I say, like, y'all, I guess it's because certain character traits y'all equate with a certain kind of woman. And like I said, my perspective is different because My mother, she was married to death did them part. My mother, very smart woman, very smart woman. Our father passed unexpectedly. And unfortunately, early on, I was like 23, my dad, passed away. And if my mom was incapable, first of all, my parents didn't, because they had a whole system like set up, like if in an event something like that happened, you know what I mean? They knew what to do. If that had happened to either one of them.
Because they communicated they had a plan.
Kudos to them. But what I'm saying is you need a woman who is intelligent, who's capable of thinking independently of you, is because if my mom didn't know how to think without my father, or didn't know how to think independently of my father, she would have straight crumbled when he passed away. Like, and that, when I say straight crumble, I don't mean she wasn't hurt. I don't mean she didn't grieve. You know what I mean? I don't mean that she didn't grieve the passing of her husband. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: she would not have been able to pick up the pieces and maintain her life in the meantime.
Again, it goes back to leadership style. That's how our teams work. Every person on the team knew every other person's job. Why? Because we know some of us will fall on some of these missions.
Right.
So the mission as a family, again, as the leadership. If you have yourself a good woman, if you got two people in this relationship, I personally believe men should be the commander. Now, if you're in a relationship where the guy is okay with his woman being in charge, okay, that's cool. That's not for me.
Right.
That's not for me. But fine. If that works for you guys, great. And then people get into the numbers. Well, it never works. Women, it never works. And here are the numbers. Women, 70 to 90% of the time file for divorce. Yeah, that's true, but that's true in neither situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like a whole nother conversation. That's what people ask me. Are you against marriage? I'm against the legal process here in America when it comes to being married, but I'm not against marriage. I'm not against marriage at all. Right. But it's like Shu Shu said. I don't want to be looking at her and she up in the jury, she's up in the box with all the jurors, giving me the high sign. Like, I'm not saying it's okay you did what you did, but
right, like I ain't saying you should have did it, but I understand. Okay,
I understand. I don't want to get myself in that situation. Why? It doesn't make any sense. So the way that we do, again, back to traditional and non-traditional, we do not live in a traditional society anymore. I think it's dead. Just to bring it to the head, because I'm gonna want to drop the link. I got everybody's chomping at the bit. They want to get in here, and I wanted to get as much just one-on-one with Shu Shu, because once we drop the link, the conversation is gonna go everywhere. It's gonna go everywhere. Cody is king. Yeah. He's like, agree, Shu Shu. Ideally, each person should be able to make a decision for the other without having to ask first. But you say, as a woman, you want to be consulted first. Is that always necessary for you? And I think you kind of cleared that up a little bit, but just to be completely definitive, go ahead and answer that, please.
For any kind of like major decision, like now you ain't need to consult me if you going to hang out with your boys and stuff like that. You don't need to ask my permission.
It's like Shawshank. It's like Shawshank with Shu Shu, Pittsburgh boss.
Oh, okay, like nah, you ain't gotta ask my permission, but at least just let me know you going out with your boys, so I won't be like, where the hell is he? You know what I'm saying? So I won't have to worry or nothing like that. But like when you talk about major decisions, talk about like, making moves like financially or doing something with the house or like, anything like that, something major, like, yeah, you need to consult me. You need to let me know what's going on. I need to know what's going on.
That's a good point. So if you come home one day and you get some paperwork or a call from the bank that says, the HELOC has been approved, the refinance is being approved, and you don't know anything about it.
Right.
You're gonna be pissed. Now, do you believe in his stuff and her stuff when you get married? Or once you get married, is it our stuff? Everything's our stuff. Or is it like the law states? Only our stuff since we've been married. So what I had before is still mine, and we're not gonna muddy up the waters, co-mingle accounts, as it were. Do you believe in once we get married, everything is us, and you still got what you had before, and I got what I had before we got married? Or once you get married, is it like this is 100? Everything is ours now. What's your take on that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
When I believed in unicorns and rainbows, everything is ours. It don't matter, like, whatever I bring is yours, whatever you bring is mine. You know what I mean? Nowadays it's more whatever I bring, you're welcome to it. But if you walk away, you walking away from this. This stays home. Don't go with you. And that's pertaining to anything that like I built before this marriage. Now anything we built.
So here's the scenario.
Anything we built together, we split that, or we have to sit down and agree. Okay, you take this, or you, because I'd rather not go to court. I don't think that's even necessary. But we come together and say, all right, or what do you want, and we divvy it up amongst ourselves.
So you get married to, the man of your dreams. Y'all get married.
Mm-hmm.
He had a house prior to the marriage. You had a house prior to the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get married.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all decide to buy a house together.
Right.
All right. Now you come home, same scenarios before. You come home, the bank calls, where she's paperwork on this HELOC. You got a HELOC on our house? No, I got it on my house. Then you cool with that?
Yeah.
You're not gonna say, what the hell you get a HELOC for? What the hell you need that money for? What you need that money for?
I definitely ask. Like, what the hell?
And this is why I won't get married. Because in my mind,
mm-hmm.
if I marry a woman, I want her involved in every aspect of my life. What I did before I met her, and then whatever's going on once I'm gone, because we're building as a team, as a unit. That's just the way I look at it. Right. And I understand that today most people don't share that view.
Right.
So my whole point is, well, why am I getting married to someone when I have to pay my attorney up front mm-hmm. to keep everything separate, hire an accountant, don't commingle, be careful with this and that. You can't take money from over here, your own money, and then use it to help the joint marital stuff. Because if you mix it with the marital assets, now that becomes a marital asset, and then now they can take. You see what I mean? It becomes.
I hear what you're saying, but like for me,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna type when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I just want to be done with you and done with it. So give me what I came with. Because that's why I'm saying, like, we ain't even got to get the course involved. Just give me what I came with. Let's sit down and divvy up the assets that we built together and call us a day.
So you're 100% prenup kind of person. Because that's what you're talking about, a post-nup, really.
Basically, yeah. Well, so I say pre, because like post-nup, like once you married, like I said, like whatever assets we build together is ours. So like, if we did get divorced, like I said, we sit down and together like discuss like amongst ourselves what we want, how we want to divvy it up. Right. We don't necessarily have to get a court involved, but if you want to be petty, then judge, come on in the room. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's not me saying I want to be petty. Because like I said, if I'm done, when I'm done, and I want to be done with it. So I'm not the petty type. But for a lot of guys, unfortunately, you do have to protect yourself, because you got a lot of women out here who are petty and will take you to the bank, like just because like my feelings are hurt, so I want your feelings to be hurt. I'm hurt, you hurt me, so I want you to hurt too, because you hurt me because I'm hurt.
Yeah, well, I know what that's like, and so does Tyrese. There's so many people out there who are dealing with this, because that's what it boils down to, doesn't it? It becomes an emotional thing.
Yeah.
It becomes an emotional thing. And because you must protect yourself at all times. Shout out to Brother Hank in the basement. That's part of protecting yourself at all time. You're going to have to go ahead and, we have to do this prenup, and we have to don't commingle these assets that we had prior to the marriage. And let me get my attorney. Let me get this and that. And that's why I'm not even going to deal with it. Not at 50. I'm in my 50s. Mm-hmm. Why? How about we just do this honeymoon stage until I die? Right. And then good luck trying to get anything, because everything's in trust and everything. So you good luck trying to find something. If you find some money left over in the you know, in the couch,
Good like
cushions,
your hands up, y'all.
but you had fun while I was living. You was
know
with
what?
me.
No,
You was with me.
that is a horrible deal for it. How does that work? How does that benefit her?
Because it's so late in the game. She should already have her stuff. Why are you looking at me as for some sort of, you know, provisioning? Why are you looking at me as some sort of, you know, retirement plan for you? I'm in my 50s, you in your 40s or your 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So no, we're just living our best life, Miss Boss Babe. I was a boss dude. We just out here. Didn't you have a good time in the south of France? Didn't you have a good time in, you know what I'm saying, in Bora Bora?
Listen, time is currency for both genders. So and people who understand wealth or understand money understand time is a commodity, and that's valuable. So me personally, I'm going to get something for my time. so whatever, like I said, whatever we get together during that, oh yeah, you best believe you croak over, that's mine. I'm going to build some kind of asset, some kind of something that appreciates other than love and emotions and feelings out of this.
And that's where, because my thing is this: if I were to come across a woman who was like, you know what, I don't need to be married. I'm just happy being with you. I don't want anything from you but you. I enjoy this time we spend together. That's the woman I'll be like, you know what, shit, maybe she's proven it. She's invested. She's doing stuff.
But that's foolish to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because even if she doesn't get it, let's say if you don't have your assets set up a certain way, your daughter might get something, your son might get something, but any and everything else goes to the government. The U.S. government gets that. So
remember, I said everything will be set up through trust. Everything's set up. You got your people. Mm-hmm. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's set up.
And trust to go to who?
Not to her, because again, we're talking about people who are like late in life. This is late in the game. This is late in the game. We're not talking 22. Mm-hmm. We're talking 52, 62.
So it don't mean nothing. So I'm still gonna get something for my time.
I see we got scammed your brother in the back.
I need that extra to help pay for my home attendant who gonna take care of me and my cat.
Why? I mean, but scamming your brothers in the back. I see y'all back there. I'm about to pull y'all up in a
second.
They
ready. They ready.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy, y'all. But this is my whole point right here. This is why the whole, like, you know, because traditional is gone.
Let's just be honest. There is a business component to marriage. This bullshit that we sell women that, it's about the dressing up and your bridesmaids and la 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 la. It's a business component to marriage.
Okay.
I will never forget this. My mama told me this. I'll never forget it. She said, Shamaria, marriage is a business. And whoever you get married to, you got to make sure they know how to handle business. So the whole idea of being with someone and, like, you know, when they pass over, you are left out here to fend for yourself is an asinine. And any woman who believes that or falls for that is because she's still, her idea of marriage is that Disney fairy tale princess bullshit. And
can I pause you right there? Can I pause you right there? In the scenario that I'm talking about, we're later in life. She should already have hers. Yeah. So if she already has her boss babe, she did it. She got her pension. She works her 25, 30 years for whoever she worked for.
Okay. Right? Okay, DL, maybe it's because I understand a lot more about economics than maybe the average woman does, because I don't hear any woman bring this stuff up on these panels. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. The average person, maybe it used to be like you could retire, like if you work a job, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you could retire in your 40s or your 50s if you work long enough on that job. But as time has gone on and as things have gotten more expensive, companies have started, you know, restructuring and stuff like that, these programs. It's hard to find a company that even offers a pension anymore. Companies don't even offer pensions no more.
Okay, Shu Shu. What does that have to do with me?
But that's what and stuff like that. Because really if you talking about retiring, it's 3 components of a retirement. That this is the structure of retirement. It's supposed to be the pension or retirement plan from your job that you get with Social Security and whatever savings that you have. So and nowadays, like when you talking about, and then for saving money, let's just be honest, no one can save their way to retirement. You just can't do it. It's too expensive out here.
I want to say this so we can bring everybody up. And I see everybody. We got Charus, we got Scam Light, we got Mandrell. And before I do that, we got Pay, brother Pay. Players are in demand with the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. Let's break you off with the Don DeMarco, bro. The top female clothing designers are men: Vidal Sassoon, Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton. What y'all struggle with is the fact that marriage will not be safe until fault divorce is an option. So real quick, the point I was trying to make here. Here I am, 50 something years old, retired. And I come across a woman later in her life. Let's say she's like, 50, late 40s, early 50s. And we decide to spend time together in this phase in our life. We've lived our lives, right? Ain't no kids popping off. All that's been done.
Right.
Why should I, after 10 years, let's say we go until my mid to late 60s, early 70s, and I die. What am I paying her for? She was a boss babe. She was just like me. She made her money. She had her stuff. Why is she spending time with me if she still got money to make? That's my whole point. Why am I paying her anything for that 10, 15, maybe call it 20 years? Why am I paying her anything for 20 years that she chose to travel with me, to go to the nice restaurants or wherever I go, to hang out on boat parties? She chose to do that, and we had a great time together.
Right.
But why do I owe her? Why do I owe her for that 20 years?
You are absolutely right. You don't have to. I'll say that. But then that makes you a modern man. Because absolutely. Traditional men, like even now when I talk to my uncles, I talk to my mom, she has a boyfriend, even when she talks to him, they have a provider mindset because that was the man's role, to provide and to make sure that if he passed on before the woman did, she's taken care of. She ain't got to worry about nothing. And that's why I keep saying, let's just be honest, DL, these boss chicks ain't got no damn money.
Facts.
They ain't got no money.
I know.
That's why you need to leave her something.
No. No.
Because she ain't got no damn money.
No. I know she ain't got no money, but she got what I got. We got to do this. She got what I got. Right? It's an equal value exchange.
You know what? You know why you should give it to her? Because if it don't go to her, it's gonna go to the government. Uncle Sam's just gonna take it.
Who gonna take it? It's in trust because my kids gonna take it. Because that's where it's left to. All that's taken care of. That's what we paid the folks for. That's why I worked hard for. Now, had that woman been with me when I was 20, she taken care of. 3-4 properties. You know what I mean? All kind of a proper portfolio. Yeah, she's taken care of. But my whole point is, just whole idea of traditional is gone. Miss AK Late 80 is saying, she's like, yeah, I agree with DL. At some point, you just want to be happy, whatever it looks. That's whatever it looks like, and that's at the end. You're not getting anything for it at the end. Like my brother says all the time, how you gonna want this NBA guy? You want NBA money, but you wasn't there when he was in the gym taking all them shots.
That's because, see, if he would have went over here to school with me in Alabama, see, we would have known each other then. You know what I mean?
The hell? Come on, guy. I wish I had. Where black man at? I need somebody to be pulling that shit. You know what we need to hear on that? Why? Fellas, welcome, fellas. I'm sorry it took me so long to bring y'all up. Miss Globe Girl's in the building, y'all. I see. Wrong button. I just want to show Miss Globe Girl some love before I let y'all talk. Miss Globe Girl's in the building. Scam was up here first. We're gonna let Scam go first, bro. And y'all know we're talking about, what does it mean to be traditional? Should there be a new traditional? Should that be should we redefine traditional? I guess is what I'm trying to say. I say yes. What do you say, bro?
I got a few points, and I'll try to consolidate them. Stop trying to put people in boxes, because all it is is a dude who made some money. Now he wants what he wants. Traditional. But this people don't like solutions, so people don't like me, but I'm going to give one. There's this thing called relationship skills that the manosphere is allergic to and the feminist department is scared of. Relationship skills. There's a man there and there's a woman there. Now, what do? Instead of beating each other to death with the talking points or competing with each other or planning a divorce. What you going to do when they take the stuff? What about the courts? Man, without me. So y'all hate each other pretty much. You're already planning a divorce. Y'all could have been over there, come on, what you going to do with the kids? But you're already beating each other up. The problem with tradition, which we went over on that in the other show, is it failed because it didn't have adaptability and it followed the tradition that was before it that failed. There's some things it pulled that were good, but it pulled the failure too. And one of the worst things was adaptability. At the end of the day, the goal is to win. In sports, if they switch the lineup on the defense and get quicker players, you might want to adjust your lineup on offense to get some quicker players. Say, well, that's how we won a championship in 1858. Were you sure going to lose in 2023? Then they're still going to get in that same formula that didn't work and apply it. Here's the deal. Whatever happened in 1964, there was a reason feminism there was a reason for it. So if everything was so perfect, why did the woman want to opt out? That must have meant something wasn't being solved because the marriage rate should have went from the 80% to the 90 percentile, but it fell to the 20s and 30s. So these so-called traditions, they failed. Other thing is, a lot of the conversations about marriage and relationships, they always make it based on people who are unmarriable and unfit for relationships. Modern women cannot be dated and they can't be married. The ones that we talk about as these modern women, it doesn't matter what you do. They're unmarriable. Stay away. These modern men, the Dustosauruses, can't be dated. If you meet one of them, run. Get out of there as soon as possible. But you can't make relationship out of unmarriable people. And last point, this whole talk about we're going to build. See, the people want to build up. Look, a relationship, building about 10% of the relationship, maybe 10%. 90% is your communication. And are you with the woman that you want to be with? Are you with the man you want to be? And y'all going to ride it out till you die. Most people don't live in castles and make $4 million. They don't, and they never will. By themselves, with a spouse, they're not going to do it. But I get it. Yes, there is some building, but look, you got the person you said you wanted. Work with what you got. Build yourself. You'll get the best out of that person. But even the men, they don't want to build. The woman they get, they don't feel like building and mentoring and guiding that woman. They don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. But I understand it's a part of the whatever. But let's stop acting like everybody's this big builder and there's all this, we got to do this, we got to. 90% that needs to be built is a damn relationship. Work on relationship skills. Yeah. Or you know what I'm going to do? I got to troll you.
That's right. Y'all don't want Dusto trolling y'all, bro. It's gonna be smoke in the city, man. It's gonna be smoke in the city. Man, Drill, bro. I seen you. I'm gonna take care of your sister, man. Man, Drill out there, he's sending me text messages, man. He's sending me skull and crossbones, man. We business over here, man. It's professional over here, fam. I'm kidding.
First of all, y'all better be good to my sister. Cody is king. Where you at? I want to know what Cody is, man. Now that would have been a good conversation to see Cody and Shamari have a conversation.
Hey, we can still make that happen, brother Cody, man.
Brother Cody, you out there, man.
Let me say this real quick. Brother Cody, if you jump on, I will pull everyone down, just leave you and Shu Shu up there and let y'all go at it. Because, hey, Shu Shu, you ain't scared, is you? You ain't scared.
Hey, ain't never scared. You know what I'm saying? Hey. What you want to do, Cody? What you want to do?
It's going to take about 3, 4, 5 men.
Look, get me up there.
I'm just saying, look, Cody, Cody cool. He cool as
Yes,
a
sir.
fan, man. Yeah,
That's
I like
my,
Cody
that's
as
my
king.
people, bro. That's
Yeah, I
my
like
people,
Cody as
man.
king. You're the only one that got him to cam up so far. I've never seen Cody cam up ever, but Cody is cool. Like he be cutting up on Instagram though.
That's my dude.
All I remember
He
that
cut.
he's
He is.
swole. I don't remember Cody. I just know he's swole.
Hey, he cuts up on Instagram.
Cody a beast, man. Cody's a
Yeah.
real deal. And here's the thing, though. A lot of people talk that talk. They talk crazy, whatever. They hide behind their emojis and whatnot. Now, Cody ain't like that, man. That's why, again, I was nothing but honored to have that brother. We did a whole show. He came up.
Yeah.
We did a whole episode. Go back and watch it. You know what I mean?
Sure
And when you want to talk about, you know what I mean, like the spirit of a warrior. I think is what we entitled that show. And there are men out there who still move like that. Cody, you know, and Cody, you can come up here and speak for yourself, bro. But that man talks the talk and walks the walk, and I respect him for it. He's very respectful to women. He know what he's doing. Which the dudes who are out here talking all that nonsense, they don't know what they're doing. It's emotional. It's this they female, that feminine is coming out of them. You know what I mean? But the guys who was just sitting back, you know, in the clouds, watching, paying attention, them the ones you want to holler at. But go ahead, Mandrell, man. You know, you got the spotlight right now.
First, my sister and I share very, very, very similar ideologies when it comes to marriage and relationships. You know, largely because we grew up in the same house, you know, same parents. And we watched our parents work together and build something together. You know, I think Mama was what, 21, 22 when I was born?
Yeah. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She was 19 when she got married. They didn't have shit, DL. Come on.
Right.
You know, daddy was fresh off active duty. You know, so he got off active duty. Him and Mama dated for a while, a short while. They got married. They was together 32 years until daddy died.
Yeah.
They made that shit work. And it wasn't without its challenges. But today, I think people are just not built for it today. People are too weak. The first sign of trouble, they're out because they want to, well, I got options. So I can, you know, and they don't think of it that way, but it's in the subconscious. They can find someone else. So they, as opposed to staying there, fixing what's broken, working with what you have, and continue to build on that relationship together and work on your relationship skills together so the two of you can be more in sync and to make sure whatever went left doesn't happen again, they leave. I think people by and large they just want things to work. That's what they want now more than ever. And I've been thinking about this also. Like people say, well, you know, we got to get back to the way things were when things were back more traditional. You know, people loved each other back then. They were closer. I'm like, and to which I say, no, they were not. No, they weren't. It was no. What do you think this whole girl, get your education, get you a good job, so you ain't got to depend on no man? Where do you think that lesson came from? The women who were teaching, do you think they taught that because they were happy with their marriage?
Right. Yeah.
And how did it spread? If it wasn't such a big deal, how did it spread so wide?
Right.
To damn near every woman in this country heard that lesson.
Right. Yeah.
Shit was miserable back in the day.
Yeah.
And just real quick, if I could jump in there, just real quick, Brother Mandrell, I would argue that, like Shu Shu shared earlier in this show, women know they have the upper hand, especially if they get married. And I mean, this is what the manosphere says, and I agree with them. To some degree, they're incentivized to leave.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Of course, there's incentives to do your marriage in, you know, because here's the thing: whatever you split up, the government gets a cut of that. It ain't just all going to the woman or all going to the man. They ain't doing it for free.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a method to the madness, and you got to understand. You talking about government and you talking about big business. You talking about people who make money off of percentages of a penny. Tarus does investing. He knows what I'm talking about. You're talking about people who found a way to monetize a part of a penny, not even a whole cent. They monetize that. So right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So listen, of course there's incentives for women to leave, because if, let's say, two people are in the house and it is a one income household, right? Then okay, you only got one person in that house paying taxes. But if you get women out of the house, now the woman's paying taxes. Now other businesses benefit too, because she has to pay utilities, she has to pay rent or mortgage, whatever she has. More people make more money, the more people are separated. You know what I'm saying? More there is, because if you're separate, Dusto, that's two people paying businesses in two different places, paying money in two different places. So say you got the same gas company or the same electric company. That electric company is collecting money from 2 different people as opposed to one, because those 2 people are living together.
You're talking about for the it's incentive for the company making money off of it.
Absolutely, and the government make it. Now this whole thing with women talking about I don't want to work. I don't know where that came from, because traditionally women have always worked. Well, black women especially. You've always worked.
The men don't want to work either. Let's be real.
And that's
hold on. Before we go into the free for all, y'all. Before we go into the free for all, we gotta let Brother Tarus get his piece in. Plus, we ain't seen Brother Tarus in a minute.
Also, shout out to Tarus, man. I don't know where
shout out to him.
I took a sabbatical too, man. Yeah, I took a sabbatical too. I've been going about a month.
And before you go, Brother Tarus, before you start,
man.
Before you start, Miss Globe Girl, what woman in her right mind would want to leave a happy, wholesome marriage? Those women who listen to their single friends. I'm gonna leave it there. Brother Tarus.
They do.
What say you, bro? Good to see you, first of all, brother. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Good to see everybody, man. This is a stressful transition. I miss these conversations. Just moving into the new crib and everything like that, man. Finally got some free time. And it's good to see you guys, man.
Look at you, boy. You out in the basement. They got you in the backyard. Look at you doing big things.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
His beard trim. His beard trim in the whole night. Look at it. Beard trim.
Hey, Tarus been patiently waiting and listening now. Salute to Tarus.
Salute to Tarus for that. Yeah.
Hey, that's where we at, bro. This is how we get down over here, man. We try to have a real conversation, man. We don't get lost in the sauce over here, man. So, Brother Tarus, man, I want to hear what you have to say about all this, man. Traditional marriages, man. Should we or have we redefined traditional when it comes to American relationships?
I think we've warped the idea of what traditional typically is. Like, here's the thing, right? I don't want to say I'm a spiritual person, but I'm a very primal person. And I do like comparing myself to, let's say, the king of the jungle, right? Aren't the male lions, once they fight for their pride, don't they stay at the territory and the women do the hunting? Right? Like, we want to be the kings of the jungle. Well, don't they do that? Like, I got this crib, but this is generational wealth. Like, in the relationship, my wife's the tech person. She's or not tech, but the STEM. She's medical. Why in God's name would she have a skill set like that? And for no other reason than I'm the leader, I'm going to keep her from pursuing that. Am I not holding the family back by being tyrannical like that? By being an authoritarian like that? Isn't my wife doing her thing make the household and thus myself as a leader look better? I mean, for example, like, I got generational wealth, practice what I preach, and now as a king on the chessboard, my queen is out there on the chessboard and doesn't have to worry about playing defense. Last time I checked, that's leadership. Yeah. That's a flex. By empowering my wife, I've empowered the entire household. Right? And so when we're talking about gender roles, I mean, because I'm actually a really good cook, does that mean I'm feminine? Or is it just because I like to cook?
It's because you beige. It's because you butterscotch.
It's the beige team. So it's just sometimes people get too caught up in their insecurities and they let their insecurities guide their decision making. And like a lot of my men have a huge problem becoming self-fulfilling prophecies. You have these insecurities, you act upon these insecurities, and then you annoyed and done all this crap to your woman that you've actually forced her to just be like, yo, I don't even want to deal with you anymore. Like you're a victim of your own circumstances. When at the end of the day, guys, you're supposed to be in a relationship because you want to be around each other. So when I hear things like gender roles and duty, all I hear is, damn, bro, I thought the point of being self-aware as human beings was that we weren't robots. But yeah, here we are talking about marriage and relationships in robotic terms. It don't make any sense.
Brother Cody is king. Hold her back from what, Tarus? And I think that's a fair question. When you were talking about holding her back from what?
So I'll use as an analogy. I use myself as an example.
Don't get yourself in trouble, bro.
Let's say No, I don't. Hey, and you know me, bro. I'm gonna be. Hey,
I
I'm gonna
do.
be open.
That's why I said that shit. You
Yeah.
can't blame it all on PTSD now.
So
But anyway, go ahead.
DL, you know I'm really dope with the finances, personal finances. We've been through that.
Facts.
Let's say in a multiverse, my wife is the matriarch. I believe that's what it's called, right? And even though I'm dope with the finances and she's really shit with the finances, she's making all the decisions with the money. And we keep on being broke, living a paycheck to paycheck or worse, right? Now, flip that. If I don't allow my wife to be the best version of herself, am I not holding the family back? Right? Like for me to make money today, it's E-Trade, it's Morgan Stanley, it's all these, it's Amex, it's Vanguard. Guys, I don't have to be in the office to invest. And I've been investing so a long time. So guess what? That's me watching the charts every now and then. But my wife has an actual skill set that's valued in the labor market that requires her to be at the hospital shift to shift, actually, practicing a skill set that she went and got a degree for. If my job or whatever my role is, if you will, does not require me sitting or being in the office, then what sense does it make to have my wife sitting at the house too, when she could go be doing the things that she's good at? You know what I mean? Like Dia, what if you was married and your wife said, "No, you can't pursue this podcast and shit."
I guess I have to
You
say,
gonna feel some
okay.
type of you feel some type of way, right?
Yeah, but
Like
what other
Shu
dreams
Shu's a
what other
Shu
dreams I can't do? I guess I'll just sit here.
Shu Shu's dreams and beliefs. She's a great actress. She's not gonna be with no dude that keeps her from her passion, because we all have individual dreams and ideas of what we wanted prior to that relationship, and that doesn't change just because you're in a relationship. The relationship is supposed to empower each other to achieve those dreams. But too many people, they view each other as competition, man. That's why these relationships don't work.
Facts. I give you that. And like I said, I thought that was a fair question. And like I said, shout out to
No,
brother
yeah.
Cody is King, because that brother challenges me. And a lot of this relationship stuff we're talking about, a lot of these relationships go bad because of the people that they choose to be with. I don't understand why married women are hanging out with single women. I don't, you know what I mean? When it comes to men, it doesn't really matter as much, because a married man who knows what he's got going on, it doesn't matter who he's with, but he's not going to want to spend his time around some basement dwelling dudes. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? So I don't understand, because women get out there and like, I want to live my best life. You add to that society rewards you for breaking off the marriage. You're going to get half. Like Shu Shu was saying, she's like, you're going to get half. Like, I ain't saying you should do it, but I understand half is a lot, right? So this is why it's not working here. And this is why I say, you know what I mean? This whole traditional, non-traditional thing, I think this is just a new way of doing business. Brother Dusto look like he got something you want to say, man. Here comes some dust, y'all. Get ready.
Here's the deal. If you're married and you got a woman, there's a bond. It can either be broken or, how to say it, like I tell Mandra all the time, the front door is always open. So you can say, it's because of duty, don't go anywhere. They can walk out the front door and never come back. So can the man. He can jump out the window. If a woman wants to be a wife, they're going to be one. If they don't, they won't. It's all social media. People are like, well, you can't let your woman go out after 6. The men's. She goes to work and there's men there all the time. And there's dudes that's better looking you. All up Instagram. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
So glooming them does nothing but make it worse. If I get married, I'm going to open the front door. Hey, go and do your thing. She's either going to stay or she's going to leave. They're going to be a wife or they're not. And there's nothing you can do about it. Let's be real. The wives that we want, they're going to be looking right. Somebody else wants to stick their meat in there. There's people that want to influence them to do this and swag, just drag them all around here. Let's go high. They're going to do it or they're not. Any question?
Jay Swan says the same thing, bro. Jay Swan says, if I don't spoil my wife, some other man will. That's one of his things that he says all the time.
DL, I have to respectfully push back. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Tarus.
I have to respectfully push back, DL. bro, like I'm gonna invite my homeboys over here. Like I'm gonna get the PS5, I got the surround sound, we're gonna be watching movies, streaming shit. Some of my friends are single. Some of my friends that were in the military are single. What do I look like not hanging out with them just because of the relationship status? It's the same thing. Like a lot of the women that my wife works with at the hospital, they single. What's she not supposed to do? Not go to happy hour with them after work sometimes? Like,
But
why
but
would
here's
I
the
hold
thing
her
though.
back from a social life? You know what I mean?
Now keep in mind, I'm not saying I'm holding you back. Now do what you want to do, but I'm gonna look at that. It's like it's you're hanging out with your single friends, and if your single friends are of low character, you feel me? That's gonna make its way into your relationship. I just tell people to be careful. Be careful who you associate with beyond marriage. There's a reason I don't holler at my people from the streets anymore, because they still in the streets, yo. You know what I mean? I
For
could get
sure,
caught up
but
just by
that's less. That's about less about your relationship status and more about the character of your group, though, right?
Exactly.
right. But
The
it's
character
also
of
about
you.
protecting what you and your wife have built. You also want to protect that now. I mean, because like you said, it could be outside influences can have an adverse effect on what you're trying to do. Now, this is coming from a guy who's single, and I done smashed a lot of married women. No women. I've never been with the wife of a man that I know, but I've been with a lot of wives. And I'm not bragging or anything like that, bro. It's just that's just the way I look at it. Like, and most of the time that I came up on these women, these married women were hanging out with their single friends. And it's just one of those things. Now, I know that
Doesn't that
conversation.
correlate with the marriage stats? I mean, we always talk about the high rate of divorce for single people. So wouldn't it make sense that most likely married people, the majority of their friend circle is still single? That lines up with the statistics, right? Are they just supposed to cut them off the moment you get married?
No, you're not supposed to
Oh,
cut them off. But if you got
go ahead.
a dusty person in your in that circle, if you got one of those women, a 304, real ratchet, always got her breasts hanging out, ass hanging out. Do you want her around the kids? You want her around these, drinking. Same thing with the dudes. You're gonna have if one of your dudes is a hound. Do you really want that hound around? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all I'm saying is you just want to make sure you're
Yeah.
not just vetting your wife, but you're vetting your crew. That's just how I am. Dude, if I invite
I
you into my
feel it.
home now as a single man, if I invite you in my home around my 14-year-old, bro, I really trust you, because that could get ugly fast. You know
Oh,
what I
bro, I'm
mean?
telling you, yeah, you look at someone's kid the wrong way. Look at it or say give the wrong compliment. I've seen that. I've seen that happen.
Some of this is over. This is overblown. Let's
Some
be
of it,
real.
some of it is overblown. Yeah, but
It's overblown. Let's be
well, the thing
real.
is, the guy's reaction was overboard, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But that guy, like, I've seen two guys get into a fist fight because the guy just gave one guy gave the other guy a compliment on his kids, and then one guy took offense to it, and I was like, yo, why do you even get mad about that? He just say you had cute kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but you're right,
It's that
Bill.
facial
Like,
expression. It's one thing to
yeah,
say, "Oh
No,
man, your kids are cute." It's
Bill's
another to be
right.
like, "Oh man,
that's over. That's overblown. That's
It's
all it
crazy.
is.
Hey, but it happens though, man. It happens, Dusto. People are crazy,
it
man.
does happen."
People
We
are
haven't heard from
crazy.
Shu Shu. We need to hear from
We've
we
heard
need to hear
enough
from
of
your little
Shu. We
sis
heard
on
enough
that.
of Shu Shu. You ever heard
No, we
enough
have
of
not.
D?
You on this ain't
You ever heard
boy,
enough
this
of
ain't your
D?
platform.
See,
That's right.
Word, I think we have.
You unruly and out of order. That's
So
what I'm
Shu
talking
Shu.
about.
Mandrill still talking to himself.
why you gotta pull
Hey, you
that
know who you
card?
dealing with over here, Airborne. You know
I
who you
heard
dealing
you
with
there,
over
boy.
here, Airborne.
Why you gotta pull that card?
Right.
Now I can't do nothing. Hey, it's not your platform.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, now you can't do nothing.
You just better be glad you part of the
thing
Sith,
I
man.
want to say, like the whole thing of women are incentivized to leave their marriages or whatever. Like
It's a lie.
yes, it is easier to leave your marriage, but the reason women are leaving isn't because they're incentivized to do so. It's because I think it speaks to a larger problem. People don't know how to be in a relationship. And men are harder to be in a relationship than they think that they are. Because if you think about it, if the marriage rate was higher in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, when women did not have the option to like willfully and freely get a divorce. Women didn't have the economic means to support themselves if they did leave their husbands. So guess what? They needed to have a man until the end of their days if they wanted to survive. It was basically for survival, and the law had it set up that way. So therefore, that means the majority of them were married more so for survival than anything. But now that you have it where a woman can choose whether she wants to be in a relationship, wants to be married or committed to a man, and the vast majority of them are choosing not to, that speaks not to, oh, it's the government. No, the government isn't the issue. The issue is the relationships that they're in. Because trust me when I say these problems didn't just pop up today. They've been there. It's just that the women back in the day didn't have the freedom. They didn't have the opportunities that we do now today to choose. Because if they chose to leave their marriage, then more than likely they knew that they were choosing either homelessness or extreme extreme economic circumstances. Yeah, poverty. Yeah. So that's more the reason why they stayed. Now today, I mean, but if the men haven't changed and it's still, the same, why are more women leaving? It's not the government. It's not the government.
Hey, Shu, I have a question.
I second that comment. That was absolute fire. Because it was almost word for word what I was going to say. But go ahead, Bruce.
Shu, my question
go ahead,
to you real quick. Is it doesn't that also correlate to the number of children? Like because of the amount of education and the fact that we're not based off of survival? Because hundreds of years ago, women were having 4 or 5 kids normally because it was, we needed to keep the human race going and everything. Now we don't live in that environment.
Well, you needed to work the farm. You needed to work the farm. You needed labor.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But think about it, they needed all those kids because they had to work the farm.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not what
our
society needs anymore, right?
And that was before child labor laws kicked in because you put the kids to work. Like not just on the farms, but like, in factories and plants and stuff like that. They had kids out here. I'm talking about going to work. Like that was the whole point of them having like a summer break. So the children can help like harvest like the crops and stuff like that on farms. That's the reason why kids had summer break. It wasn't because, they just need a break. The teachers need a break from school. No, because y'all had to work. the parents put them out of school.
Blackstone still.
Because the thing is, our Shu and I's grandfather, my mother's father, he got to the 3rd grade. He got through the 3rd grade, and that was it for him. Yeah. No more school. He had to work. After the 3rd grade, he had to work. And so you guys are right. I mean, they were together more so out of necessity. And it's like I said, what do you think the older women, that lesson the older women teaching younger women came from? Where don't depend on a man, get a good job, get an education. These women were not happy.
Exactly.
Otherwise, they'd say, "Hey, be good to your husband," things like that. I mean, yeah, there's a little of that lesson there, but those women weren't happy. Yeah, not preaching that message, they couldn't have been.
Right. They weren't happy. They were not happy.
No, I mean, and guys knew they had the upper hand at the time, and so you had a lot of guys out there taking advantage of the situation.
Exactly. When you have a situation where one person, if 2 people, one person has the upper hand, they have the advantage, and they know the other person has little to no options. The person who has the upper hand, who has the advantage, tends to do whatever it is they want to do because they know the other person ain't going nowhere because they have no options. They can't. What are you going to do? Where are you going? So this, I've heard men actually say, oh yeah, granddad had a whole family on the other side of town and nobody knew until the funeral. You think grandmama actually was okay with it? Like she was happy with that shit? Like you think she was actually okay with her man sleeping with somebody else?
And you got guys on YouTube
didn't like it. It ain't like it. Women today, the women who don't take that today is because we have the options and the resources to take care of ourselves, and we don't have to stay in a relationship like that. But women, grandmama stayed because grandmama didn't have the economic means to support herself, but grandma would have left too. Trust and believe, grandma didn't want to stay in that situation.
And they weren't taught to leave. They were following the traditions from behind. They weren't taught.
Well,
They went
a man could
even if they were taught to
you,
leave,
he could
how?
drag
How?
you, he could do whatever, and you were
Tradition.
supposed to stay with him.
No, tradition,
You
because generations behind the other generations, do what you told or I'm going to beat you.
Right.
Follow what you see doing and don't critical thinking.
Yeah.
Then came the next generation. Hey, what about this feminism thing? But even most of them, no, work for GM, work for the plant, 40 years, retire.
Yeah.
Then came my generation, asking questions. Hey, because now we're in better schools, better this, different environment, mixed environments.
Mhm.
Hey, why is this and this and this? Shut up. But eventually, no, I want to know.
Yep.
Now I'm 22. Hey, I'm in college and these women are out of control. What's going on? Now people, and then it comes to the generation now. They don't want to hear nothing the older people got to say. They look like y'all old screw ups. I don't even want to hear it. Just no. They're like, forget divorce and leaving. We ain't getting married to begin with. They got gloom so bad, they don't even want nothing.
A lot of it is numbers, not necessarily gloom. And then the back to the very point you said, well, they couldn't leave. Well, they could have left or whatever. No, back in the day, they couldn't leave. But not Miss Globe Girl. She has a good point here, because now Miss Globe Girl says right here, like, yeah, I certainly understand parameters. I don't have broke friends. I go on a few trips every year. I do happy hour whenever I feel like it, and I'm a fulfilled human being. Life is about choices, and that's what I agree with y'all there. Now the choices are here, and the law backs up those choices. Women have always had choices. It's just how hard of a life that you want to deal with. You know, there were women leaving situations where they were in abusive, whatever, back in the day, and they had to not just leave home, but they had to leave the state, change their names, because that man could find them and delete them. And people like, whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all know you give them more, can't give them more than an inch and stuff like that. Beating folks, beating your wife, beating your kids, that was the norm. And the law would bring you back home to that abusive guy.
Okay. Like
if they caught you.
Like seriously?
So yeah, I wanna
I didn't even know that.
So let's set it up for, oh yeah, bro.
Color purple 3, 2, 1.
Let's set it up. Guys.
You told Hoppo to beat me.
Yeah.
I need to look into that.
Yeah. You ain't my mama. Pow, hit her with a brick. Ooh, boy, that was a rough movie, man. Every time I think about it, we laughed as kids, but it was like, you ain't my mama. Wham.
What movie was this? Oh, Color Purple. Yeah. Here's the thing. That movie really did mess up people's heads. Like a lot that movie did mess up a lot of people's heads, unfortunately. And I look back at that movie and I laugh now because people are like, how do you think that's funny? It's a movie, number one. It's a movie, number one. I mean,
right.
And look how messed up this is. What else am I gonna do? We laughed. Look, Shu and my cousins and I, we laughed at it as kids. We did, like, that's why she's joking about it now. Well, as kids, we laughed at that movie. At home, about the shame, mister.
No, okay,
you're black, you're poor, you're ugly, you're a woman.
So there's a difference between oppressed and protected. Oppressed means.
Do me a favor and read. Do me a favor and read that, Shu Shu.
Okay. Okay, so Cody says women weren't oppressed; they were protected and privileged. Now they are losing that protection, and learning life ain't as great doing what men had to do. So let me tell you the difference between.
Now, before you get going, there is a little truth in that, though, right?
And oppressed. No. No.
I say 50-50.
Yeah.
There's some truth in there.
Depends on the man.
There's a difference between oppressed and quote unquote and protected. Oppressed means you are being held or you're doing something solely for the purpose of survival or a need, a survival or a personal. I don't want to say personal need, but some kind of need. So, but you're not, and you have very little to no option to leave. You know what I'm saying? That's oppressed. Whereas being protected means I'm under your covering and I'm under your protection. But if I choose to not take your protection or choose to not have your protection anymore, I can leave. I have free reign, free will to leave, and with options to go somewhere else and be okay and not be oppressed. But I choose to stay here under your protection. That's the difference. Oppressed is holding someone either against their will or someone being there out of necessity, not out of choice, and not out of will.
Okay, I gotcha. Now here's because I've been writing philosophy, my own philosophy. I'm actually putting pen to paper with this, right? It's based on my life experience. So I have a question for you. Everybody, this is an exclusive. Shu and I have never talked about this before. You're about to see a first. That we have, okay. Okay. According to my observation, if a person is under constant threat of being jailed, imprisoned, or oppressed, that person is never truly free. Like in America, we're under constant threat of having our freedoms taken away. So we are not truly free, and we never will be.
Right.
So if a person is in a relationship and they are under constant threat of that person walking out the door out the door for any reason, are they really together? Are they really committed?
That's a good question. But here's the thing, and this is something I said, goes back to something I said before y'all came up here. You really don't know who you don't know who is going to be right or wrong for you until they ain't right or until they're wrong in your life. So a person, you know how many people get up to an altar and get in a church in front of God and preachers and all this stuff and make promises. So I'll promise to love you forever. And then 2 years later, they divorce. But then again, you do have people who survive the test of time. But the thing is, neither, and more than likely, in each situation, neither one of them got married with the intention of getting divorced, but one did and one didn't. So the bottom line is there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. There ain't no guarantee that you're gonna walk out your door and the police don't pull you over and things go out of hand and you go to jail. Hopefully that does not happen to you, but ain't no guarantee that it won't. There's no guarantee that hopefully we all live to see tomorrow, to next year, the year after, and long into our olden days. But there's no guarantee that we will. The bottom line is there are no guarantees in life. The only guarantee you got is death. So when it comes to relationships, there's no guarantee you're gonna be with this person forever. But you can approach the relationship and fight for the relationship in good faith that the other person is going to fight back and that they're going to commit to you too. That's the only thing you can bank on or hope for. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is.
All right,
Okay.
I get you on that. And then with that said, that was well put, girl. I say, Shu out here trying to make it happen, y'all. Let me give her a little Don DeMarco love right there. You know what I'm saying? From my Fresh and Fit fam up in here.
Here's the thing,
There
though.
it is. So
here's the thing, DL. This is what our actual private conversations are like. She and I talk about stuff like this all the time, and we challenge each other to think.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what's up, Dan. So me and my siblings get together. The only
The
question
proof
we
is
be
in the
asking
pudding,
is like,
though. You know what I'm saying?
If not, I'm trolling you.
the only question
I know,
ask,
right?
only person. Me and my siblings get together. The only questions we be asking is who fought it. Was you?
What?
Who farted?
Which one of y'all fought it? Because we ain't right, man. So what are your final thoughts?
Y'all not right. Y'all not right, DL.
No, we ain't. No, we ain't. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with our family tree. It's it was crooked.
People ask me questions about Shu Shu all the time. I'm like, listen, she grew up and had me to deal with. Okay? And she had a father in the house, a big brother in the house. We got a bunch of uncles.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she's not gonna have the mindset of most modern women. She sees things, objectively. We got smart women in our family.
Yeah.
Very smart. Very, very practical. Our mother's one of us. She's a pragmatist. She's practical if nothing else.
Yeah, she is.
And you're right too. Get out the kitchen. But you just called me in here. You told me you wanted to see.
Oh, you saw that part? Was I lying?
No, you're not.
She just didn't. She was one of them people that didn't like nobody in the kitchen while
Right. She'll
That's
call
what
you
that
in to teach you how to cook.
come on here and learn how to cook. Sit right there and watch.
No, I want you to give you something to do. I mean,
Look here, y'all. Finish your final thoughts, but this ain't no therapy session for you two. Finish your final thoughts.
We laugh at Mama these days, man. I mean, she'll trip.
And shout out to Mama, by the way. Give Mama number love.
Final thoughts. Fantastic episode. Fantastic conversation. Cody is king. You didn't cam up today for whatever reason. I guess because you're Canadian. But Canadians. He cool other than that. I like Cody is king. Cody is my man, 100 grand. Okay. Somehow only DL Saint can get him to cam up. I don't know what that's about, but I don't know how much you paid him. But I'd like to see you two have a conversation. Like for real. That would be a good one. A good actual conversation between the two of you. So Cody, if you're listening, hey man, hit me up on Instagram or something, man. Maybe we can set that up. But
we're gonna get that over here first. Trust me. I'll get Cody and Shu Shu. Ooh, that'll be the fight of the century. It won't be a fight. It'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
A really good debate, man. That would be a really good one. But yeah, fantastic conversation between the two of you, man. Really, if other panels were like, if most panels were like this, like people would be much better off because you can learn from this channel. That's why I shout you out so much all the time, DL. And Shu, I'm proud of you. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I'm glad you've grown into the woman you become.
Thank you.
And y'all need to do this again. Make this a regular thing for real. Because y'all got good stage chemistry. Y'all have good conversations whenever y'all do one. I think this is like y'all second or third one or something like that episode that y'all done together. But yeah, y'all do a good show. I think it'd be a good tag team with you two.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, y'all talk about that behind the scenes or whatever. And make sure you talk about the money too. Tell them shame free.
Y'all just watch Mandrill pawn his sister off on me.
Tell him your time ain't free.
Y'all just watch Mandrill pawn his sister off on me. Y'all see it. Y'all saw it here first. Mandrill pawn his sister off on me, man. This ain't the 1800s. Look here, boy. Give me 2 mules and you can have Shu Shu on your show.
That's right. I'm our agent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me the money and I'll pay her.
It's all good though, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And don't forget to plug yourself, man. Or you gonna let Shu Shu do it? No, always a pleasure having you. I'm always honored to have you on this platform, man. You gonna let Shu Shu do it?
Yeah, she got it.
All right, man. Well, that's what's up. Well, that's for you, bro. Thanks for coming through, man. My favorite Green Beret. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of you. My favorite snake eater, bro. So we'll see you soon, brother.
All right, everyone.
Peace. Justo, what are your final thoughts?
Here's the deal. Don't let these false narratives eat your mind and turn you and draft you into the gloom doom mafia. There's good women, there's gray area, and then there's the modern women. Don't make your life based on the modern woman that you don't even want anyway. They're unmarriable. Don't deal with them. The average man, if the average man makes it, what is the average man? If you put 2 men next to each other, they're different. What in the hell is the average man? People are people. All it is a paycheck usually at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, are people marrying for a paycheck? That's already a divorce. Watch the narratives that you hear. People are not statistics and they're not data. They're people. If you want to find what's wrong and what's going on with a whole bunch of relationships, evaluate them based on relationship skills and relationship values. You'll see most of them never even existed or they don't exist. Maybe for 20, 30% of people. Can't win anything in fear. got to have some kind of confidence, some kind of grounding, and saying, "Hey, I got this person, or I am this person. This is how we're gonna move," and actually have something to back it up. This is the best environment possible for the wife that I got. Open the front door. Like, oh, you want to go to happy? She'd probably say, no, I don't want to go to happy hour. No, I don't want to go to Vegas and throw vagina across the platform. They probably don't want to do that. That's probably why they're in your house, in your specific environment, and why they married you. Or get on the dust panels and get trolled by me. That's all I got.
That's what's up, man. What are you doing these days, bro? Like, you got anything to plug? What's going on, man?
I got some ideas I'm gonna throw out to the community. I'll probably be working a bunch of overtime this week, but I'd love to see. I'll put it out there. Where's the content creator who's going to talk about relationship skills? Where you at? Who's going to do it?
He's on
Trust
the
me.
big screen right now. Dusto's gonna do it. We're
Anybody
looking out for that.
Anybody talking about it? Relationship skills. Give me a name. Who's talking about it?
Shit. Like I say, Dusto, that's gonna be you, bro. So where can they find you?
Dusto.
It'll be the week after that. But yeah, you can't find me too many places too often because I done trolled these Dusties and dusted them off too much. They ain't listening. But I'll be on Black Man Unfiltered. I'll be on DL Saint. Sometimes Sir Hell. Couple spaces where we can have an actual decent conversation. Shout out to DL. And the last thing, me and DL can bust each other's melons wide open on these panels.
Pause.
Then meet up in Tampa and go chill somewhere and like nothing ever happened. It ain't that serious. I never said meet me out in the parking lot and let's fight over a talking point based on modern women. Some of y'all, I don't know what y'all got going on. But
Facts.
that's all I got.
Facts. We be in these streets for real, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for coming through. You know what I mean? Yo, you gonna be at the spot tonight?
Not the spot. There's a big event this whole weekend. I'm actually about to shower up and head back out.
Okay.
It's at, I'll text it to you. You want to know? It's gonna cost them. It's probably like $50-$60.
Hit me up anyway. Let me see what it is. You know what I mean? I might be able to swing out there. Thanks for coming through, bro. I appreciate you, man. Peace. Brother Tarus. Brother Tarus, what are your final thoughts, bro?
Man, once again, as always, man, thank you, DL, for allowing me on your platform. Shu Shu, nice always speaking to you.
Same here. Good to see you.
Yeah. Guys, my final thoughts is when it comes to who you want to be, even if you want to consider yourself a leader, does your household want to feel like a prison or does it want to feel like sanctuary? Because there is a difference. Your leadership style is going to determine whether your family wants to be around you or are stuck being around you. There's two different energies. There's two different ways you lead that household. The people who tend to be very authoritarian, everything's got to be a certain way, everything is linear. Those tend to be the people whose relationship don't last because people can't wait to find a reason to bounce. Some of you guys don't realize that the way you behave and the way you treat your woman, you're serving her up for a guy who finally said something nice to her that day. Because the only thing you got for her is critique. She comes home from a long day or she's been busting her ass in the crib for the long day. And then the moment you interact, you're not sanctuary. You're even more problems. She's even more tense that she got to be around you. Bro, does that sound like leadership? Does that sound like Barack Obama? Does that sound like Vladimir Putin? Right, at the end of the day, I am a flawed human being, but I've been married for 15 years because for whatever reason, my wife, my children want to be around me. I don't have to beat on my chest like a gorilla and demand respect. I don't have to freaking helicopter, not only helicopter parent, but be a helicopter husband. I trust that the woman of my life is going to do the right thing outside of my line of sight. Because if I didn't, then why am I even in the relationship? And so those are my final thoughts, guys. If
That's
you
what's up,
don't
man.
trust, if you don't trust your spouse or your partner, whoever that is, then the problem isn't that person, it's you because you're in a relationship for all the wrong reasons. Those are my final thoughts.
Appreciate that, man. That's profound right there, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, and y'all probably didn't know this, but Tarus, his wife found him on Beige Planet. It used to be Black Planet, now it's Beige Planet. He was in the Butterscotch room. That's how they met.
Not
And
the
they're
butterscotch
Oh
roll.
my God.
in the Butterscotch room, man. Bro, thank you for honoring me with your presence, man. Coming through, always supporting, man.
Man.
Oh, while you're here, I have a there's a show coming up Sunday, man. If you're around, you should definitely check this out. What the hell? Here, oh, here it is.
Is that the
So
finance one?
Sunday,
Yeah.
yeah, Sunday at 2 p.m. We're gonna have Market with May. This is May Ling right here. She's in the finance space. She's gonna come over and teach me everything about the finance space that I need to know, but was afraid to ask. That's gonna be Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, bro. If you can make it on that one, I think that'll be a show right up your alley. I think you'll love it. I've never met her before. She's real cool. Just hit her up on YouTube. And she's like, yeah, I'll come over. And so that's gonna be this Sunday, man.
That's
So
dope.
again, bro, thanks for coming through, man. I'm gonna holler at you soon, man.
Hey, man. Peace. Nice seeing you, Shu Shu. Have a
You
good one.
too. And congratulations on the house. I see that patio. Yes. Come on.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace. Look at that. Butterscotch power right there, y'all. Butterscotch power. So
Not too much.
what?
Oh, I saw Cody said something about he down.
I'm about to run through them. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna
Okay.
have Shu Shu and Cody, and I'm gonna be in the back just watching that one. That's gonna be a good one. We're gonna have it right here on this platform. I'm just trying to catch up. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't show a lot of the chats. I'm trying to find out where I left off. Here. I think here. No, this one. So I'm just gonna show these. I'm not gonna read them. I'm just gonna show them. I just want to make sure I show them all on the screen, guys. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with me and Shu Shu for real. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, girl. You just came over here and rocked this show out.
It's always
Over
a
here,
good
had me,
time.
cracking jokes. You know what I'm
You're right.
saying? Oh yeah, you acting a fool. The hell, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. Bring that video up so they know what we
The
talking about when
hell?
they see that video. Oh man,
Oh my
y'all, when
God.
y'all see this video we talking about, I'm telling y'all gonna be dead. All y'all gonna be dead. It's just it is what it is.
Come get me
So
up
Shu Shu,
you.
what are your final thoughts on this conversation, man? And then what is the verdict? Is traditional as we have known it and accepted, is it gone now? And are we in the era of the new traditional?
Well, yeah, we definitely in the era of new traditional. Definitely that. I think that the most important thing is if you and your significant other decide that you want a traditional relationship, then number one, y'all need to sit down and have a conversation about the kind of relationship y'all want and what your expectations of the other are. Because like we said earlier, most people get divorced not because of finances, not because of infidelity, but because they had unspoken, unseen expectations. They had expectations of their partner that they never expressed, but yet held their partner to uphold those expectations as if they express fully to their partner that this is what I expect. And a lot of relationships end because of that, a lack of communication. You should always feel open enough to talk to your spouse or your partner. And with that, you as a participant in the relationship have to create a space where your spouse or your partner is comfortable enough coming to you, to talk to you, to express to you also. But yeah, with those expectations, you have to outline what kind of relationship you're looking for. If you're looking for a relationship that is held by traditional standards, or if hey, you decide I'm the woman, I'm gonna work, and I do want to pursue my career. I do want to pursue my dreams, and I'm looking for a spouse who is going to support me in that. And in return, because it's a give and a take, it ain't all taken, You got to give something in return. I will support you in whatever your endeavors are. You know, as a couple, where do we see this relationship going? Is it leading to marriage? Do you want to get married? Which is a question that everybody needs to ask. Don't just assume that everybody just it's a marriage is something everybody aspires to, because they don't. And yeah, if it's not traditional, it's if you do have if you do have a woman who is looking to work and is career oriented, you know, you might have to be a little flexible, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't stop defining yourself. Stop defining your manhood by if I'll make all the money. Stop defining your manhood by, because you can't have one without the other now. Because if you're making all the money, then yeah, you are expected to take care of it. That's part of a traditional man's role, to take care of his woman. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of guys who, they want to make the money, but they don't feel like they're responsible for taking care of their woman. And that's a traditional man's responsibility, to take care of his woman. So anyway, I made a long story long, but the bottom line
long
is
as hell, girl. I'm like, girl.
I know.
This plan clear the land. Shoot, clear the land.
All right. Cody, I'm ready whenever, you know what I'm saying, for this battle. I ain't scared. I ain't running. You know what I mean? Thank you, everybody.
I'm on that one. I'm setting that up. I'm setting that up. It's gonna be Cody's Shu Shu show. It's gonna happen, y'all. Brother Dino has the last question. I wanted to get this last question. He's like, Miss Shu Shu, what kind of films do you watch?
Comedies.
It's probably easier to say the kind you don't watch. It's probably easier to say what you don't watch than what you do, because you
right. Comedies, and I love like the whodunit, like murder mystery, kind of like them heist type films, because I just think it's so clever. Like when they write the script, how they put it all together. What else? That's for the most part the kind of movies I watch, like comedies and stuff like that. And every now and then, you know, I have my guilty pleasure shows like Love After Lockup. You know, I know it's probably one of those shows I should not be watching, but it's such a beautiful train wreck. I just can't. Yeah, Knives Out. Yep, I seen that. That was dope. Exactly. But
y'all crazy.
I love that movie. I'm not movie. It's that show that comes on. Oh my God, it's awesome. It's very entertaining.
And the reason he asked you that, yesterday we had a show about our favorite movies. Shu Shu couldn't make that because she was working, y'all. You know what I mean, making that Hollywood magic happen. But yeah, we had a show about movie that got copyright claimed all over the place. But they was hitting me up, not strikes, just claims. I already knew that. That's why I didn't try to monetize it. But we were just showing clips from our favorite movies and stuff like that. Hey y'all, thank y'all so much. Cody got a message for you.
Toxic on the red flag.
Cody got a message for you. He ready, girl. Hey, this Cody told me to tell you something. Cody told me to tell you something. You listening? You listening?
Get some. Get some. Get some.
That's all right, Cody.
He ready. He is absolutely ready. Hey, y'all, this was a blast. Mandrell is right. We need to do this more often, girl. We definitely gonna talk more about this. This was so much fun. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We're trying to bring something to you over here on this particular platform where we can get the information out. We can laugh, we could cry, but at the end of the day, we want to walk away better for the experience. And I hope you guys are better for this experience, because I know I am. So thank you so much, girl. I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? And everything you do, I'm gonna continue to support you. Any final thoughts? Anything you got to say before we go?
That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, where can they find you?
Yeah, thank you to everybody in chat for the love and support, for supporting DL's platform. Thank you so much for the love. I felt it. And so on Wednesdays, I have a show with my brother, Mandrell. It's called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shu Shu. It comes on Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Also, you can catch me on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of like shorts and stuff like that of like just me being silly and like, you know, a bunch of comedy stuff. But I also have clips from, you know, some of my acting, my work as an actor. So yeah. So just check me out, follow me, support, and yeah, I guess I keep y'all posted and updated on all the upcoming stuff. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. And Shu Shu, did you say you felt them? Giggity. And we are done. That's it. I'm DLC. Giggity, giggity. That's all I got to say about that. Shu Shu said she felt it. So yeah.
Pause.
Thank y'all so
okay, pause.
It took you too long to come back. I'm like, man, she ain't got nothing. I caught you on that back foot. Like, wait, I wasn't ready for that. You know who you dealing with. You better keep them guards up at all times. You know what it is.
Right.
You better be ready because I'm coming with.
That's when I let my guard down. Golly.
Just when I thought it was safe to go in the water.
Right.
I'm DL saying this is Shu Shu. This is the DL saying I really want to know podcast, man. I love every one of y'all. Thank you so much for support. Can't wait to see y'all again. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do the news review show. Hope to see you there. Until then, peace.
Darn, that's the end.
You crazy, Shu Shu. So.